and Joe know all there is to know, from masterpieces to deep fried tacos. And if the movie sucks, you might hear them say, there's no telling where the guys will take you. Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, cause we already warned you. Better watch out, it's gonna ruin the plot. Real spoilers. Real spoilers. Real spoilers.
Broadcasting from the lush but not lavish studios located in the basement of the O'Keefe Institute for Advanced Film Snarkitude, this is Real Spoilers, episode 854, The Superman.
The Ubermensch.
A milestone.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
now-
is. I mean, sort of.
It will be
Yeah.
once we go around the table.
This is Dan.
This is Blake.
This is Joe.
This is Kevin.
And this is Tom. So, 12 years ago, we started with Man of Steel.
We did.
Which, if anyone can find it, because it's dropped off the
I think
platforms.
episode 500.
500,
We
but
did a redo.
Yeah.
is our reprint.
Yes,
but,
that's right.
but it's
Now, Joe, are you back to loving Man of Steel? Because it goes every other
I
one.
gotta tell
Are
you, this is what I will say.
Uh-oh.
There are
Halloween Kills all over again.
No, I rewatched that maybe a month, 2 months ago.
Uh-huh.
There are
Why?
parts of that movie.
There
Like
are-
the
hey,
flying penises.
there
I
are
really
flying
love
penises,
that.
yeah.
There have been so many movies made over the history of time.
You're absolutely right.
And to go back to that one.
To that one.
For like the 10th time.
I know.
Like,
But he's like, I've never seen Citizen Kane.
right.
Fuck Daniel Day-Lewis.
But how many times will we watch Halloween Kills?
As many as I want.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, it's a running.
Oh,
I
he
don't
is
like.
a- yeah.
I'm anti Daniel.
Anything
Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
What does that
no.
have to do with Citizen Kane?
Just that,
Well,
like,
it's just
I
like
won't
critical
wa-
darlings.
okay.
He
No
won't,
thanks.
yeah.
In fairness to me,
Yeah.
it's not crazy that
No.
that I might think you thought Daniel Day-Lewis was in Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
That's right. There are bits and pieces of Man of Steel that I think are very good.
The ending
The end credits, more specifically,
And the terraforming.
The terror. Oh gosh.
and tinkling. I remember tinkling.
I gotta tell you that
That says more about you.
Yeah,
than
that's
it
also true. You're getting
does
older.
about the
that's, you
movie.
know.
Yeah.
I think the Krypton stuff is really good.
Yeah.
I think the Superman stuff is not good. That's as far as yeah.
I think there's
like
some
the-
good Supermans.
No, there's not.
What? None?
None.
In the Superman movie?
He that guy deserved better. We'll get into it.
Okay.
But this is like a reboot. Like
I really like Sears and IHOP. That was fun.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like Man of Steel was our first. This is the Superman is the reboot, and now we're rebooting.
So our very
spoilers.
first episode. So we brought everybody back from the very
Surprise,
first
they're all
episode.
back weekly, right, guys?
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously.
He's like, I'm saying yes, so you let me out of the basement.
No, this is our farewell episode, guys. This is a bookend.
So before we dig in, shameless plugs, don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us. While you are there, be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. It's super helpful. It's greatly appreciated. Maybe mention us in a blog article.
Yeah.
Guys over at Cinema Blend did that. That
Thank
was
you,
us.
Jason
Yeah.
Weesey. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was the article I sent you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I thought that was. I read the title of the article, and
Here we go.
I was like,
That's okay. I do that to my wife all the time.
because I had mentioned something about Sinners using the costumes that were supposed to be for Blade.
Yeah.
So I saw Old Guard 2 and Blade, or Sinners, and I was
No.
like, oh, okay.
Deep in the review, they mention that because the
I'll
guy's
go back and reread it.
is saying that he really only liked one scene from Old Guard 2, and he references the fact that his favorite podcast, his words, did an episode about good scenes in bad movies.
Yeah.
Oh, the PayPal cleared. Good.
Yeah. So
Who do you mix you guys up with?
Yeah. Oh, probably the other real spoilers.
yeah,
The real spoilers, we almost had to sue.
yeah, they tried to steal our name.
Yeah.
So anyway, where was I at? Oh yeah, leave a review, that stuff. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/real spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. It's called the League of Show Sharers because we are hoping you will share an episode. People who were kind enough to share an episode last week include Librarian Cynthia, Jason Aldridge, Jason McLean, no relation, Ralph Tribble, Ron Johnson, Phil Timon, Brendan McGuckin, Tammy Lynn Powers Betts, Julianne Jordan, Chris Magic Man, Tom Dowdy, Gabriel Lugo, Richard Krotzer, Taylor Ward, Constantine or Tyne, Shyman, Heather Sachs, Joe Faubert, Colby Mack, Spoiler Piece Theater, We Geek Girls, In Session Film, Mike and Oscar, Nostalgia Cast, Ryan Terry, Matt Naglia, and Geek to Me Radio. So thank you very much for sharing an episode.
Were you keeping track of those new show shares there, Dan?
Yeah,
I was. Yeah.
You owe about half of those songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to retroactively go back to everyone who shared since you've been on last.
Yeah. So, and then of course we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Real Spoilers, where for $5 a month you get all sorts of bonus content, and we like you extra. And then finally, don't forget that you can watch all of these over on the YouTube at youtube.com/tilde
Keep going.
Real Spoilers.
There it is.
Ampersand.
Perfect.
So,
It's pronounced Enya.
so anyway, there's all that. Let's dig into Los Superman.
So, obviously, this is the beginning of the James Gunn DCU. Like, that's what they're calling it. It's just like the MCU. It's the DCU now.
Thank God
I know.
we don't get an origin story.
Oh,
It's the smartest. It's the smartest thing. There are certain characters that have reached a point where we don't need an origin anymore.
Superman is literally the most literally,
Yeah.
and I mean literally,
Yeah.
the most recognizable fictional
100%.
character in the history of the world, not counting Jesus.
I got to tell you, maybe on par.
And,
I think more people know the Superman
I think
origin
so.
story than the Jesus
and like
origin story.
we don't need it.
No.
What do you,
Right.
are you going to bring anything new to the table?
And people misunderstand both these days. So
yeah, touche.
No, it's fair. And I was thinking about this, when Superman came out in the 70s, it was different. You hadn't seen so many iterations, but each time they make one, you're bringing that much more baggage and that much more knowledge
Yeah.
to the
The
film.
only thing I could think is if you're going to introduce Zod, I think doing a scene on Krypton with Zod and Jor-El at odds with each other, whatever happened, fine. Like
Just
you
make
get
Jor-El
just,
the bad guy, and then you're good. Save some time.
that.
I'm
was
curious to hear your thoughts on
definitely
that.
a choice.
Spoilers.
I do. Okay, we'll just deal with that right now. There is when Clark arrives on Earth, there's a message in the rocket from Jor-El and Lara, and he's only been able to decipher part of it because it was damaged when he landed.
Because kids don't listen.
Also correct.
He only heard half the
Yeah,
message.
that's right.
Yeah, no, I think it was T-Mobile.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that
that
what it
makes
was?
sense. Yeah, pretty
that
sure.
Makes sense. K-Mobile.
Yeah.
Well,
T-Mobile.
those
Yeah,
thumb
right.
drives are so easily corrupted.
Well, when
Yeah.
it's this big, and you
Yeah.
just slide it into the thing.
That's the problem. Lack of thumb drives. in
Lack
this
of
one.
thumb
I
drive,
just-
lack of ghost
Yeah.
dads. So this is actually kind of a plot, and I'm going to reference a bunch of different comics. There was a mini series, kind of like a retelling of Superman's origin, called Superman Birthright by Mark Waid and Lionel Francis Yu. That kind of
which has
uses,
since been revoked.
Yeah,
I think that's still my favorite Superman.
it's a
story.
fantastic story. There is, I think Gunn does pull from some of the best.
Yeah, he
Superman
pulls from
stories.
All Star a lot.
Yeah. I think-
Birthright a little.
Yeah, this whole plot of Lex turning the world on Superman is a plot right out of Birthright. So in the message is basically like, hey, we love you, like we sent you here, you're going to be stronger here, we want blah blah blah. When Lex breaks into the fortress and deciphers the message, it says, by the way, gather up a bunch of ladies,
bang a bunch of hoes.
repopulate the world and turn it into a new Krypton.
See, this is why you always read the full article, Joe.
That's right. Just stop reading.
That was the headline, and he goes, "Hey."
Well, Krypton had infamously a paywall.
correct.
And so
And Clark wasn't going
the
to
bottom part was blurred out.
That's right. It's just like the post
Yeah.
Part of me was thinking that latter half of the message was so Ultraman's in this, and
Is he?
But
Well, let me finish the thought. Ultraman is they have a character named Ultraman,
Yes.
so I'm like maybe it's from the other side of the pocket universe.
I gotta tell you, that's a smart call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really smart. Is that the message got mixed up and
Yeah,
Um,
like if he's able to pull from there, like, but that's obviously not
that's
what
the big
happened.
question though with the pocket universe thing. Or is Gunn going to use this to pull in things from elsewhere in order to be like, I want to pick
Sorry,
and choose what
else worlds?
Well, right, but not necessarily like if Batman's separate, fine. But like if he goes, okay, if it's this from the DCEU that I like, can he pull that in there and be like, oh well, because it's a multiverse thing
Well,
or
I
a
think
pocket
they're
universe.
kind of doing that, right? Because he said that Blue Beetle, the Blue Beetle movie, that's in.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
That
in.
Peacemaker, and that's
Peacemaker is
the
absolutely.
Suicide
Blue Beetle
Squad
Which is
or-
before
the best like
Peacemaker?
cameo in the movie.
Did
Which one?
The
Blue Beetle?
Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Both times I saw it, theater just
That's
burst
funny.
out
That's really
laughing.
funny.
Yeah.
But Blue Beetle, that came out before Peacemaker, right?
I think they're
It came
very
after.
close to each
Did
other.
they come out after?
Yeah.
Blue Beetle was the last before Aquaman, right? Because
Yeah.
Aquaman was the end.
Yeah, because he did say, I remember him saying Blue Beetle, that is part of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is it.
Which
It's
fits.
interesting.
And then the first season of Peacemaker is heavily in the DCEU
Yeah.
because the Snyder Justice League shows up at the end of that.
And you
first
have
season.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda
who's
Waller
there.
and Peacemaker's in the Suicide Squad. So does that mean the Suicide Squad with all those other characters are also part of?
No, the Suicide Squad. Oh, that's a
Right?
good
Because
question.
Waller and Peacemaker are both in it. So wouldn't
Well, so they reference. So Rick Flag Sr.
Right.
is in this.
Right.
And
And
Rick
Creature
Flag
Commandos.
Jr. died
Dies.
in the Suicide
Right.
Squad.
Yeah.
So, like,
it'll be interesting to see
and
what he
to
chooses.
Blake's point, Creature Commandos, too.
yeah. Rick
I haven't
and
seen that. I heard it was
It's
good.
fun.
Is it-
It's fun.
I mean, it is part of this universe.
The Mighty Crabjoys
Yeah.
from the
Is
movie
that
are
okay?
in the
I was
Yeah,
wondering.
reference in there as
Frankenstein
well.
is wearing a Mighty Crabjoy shirt.
Yeah.
In the,
Okay.
in the thing. So yeah, we all know the deal with James Gunn at this point. He
He doesn't miss at this point. I mean,
well,
when Guardians came out, that's
look,
questionable,
man,
right? But
when Marvel is, I'll say it's in adolescence at that point, maybe even toddler years in the MCU, and they announce a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That's
which
a big
is
swing.
Insane.
absolutely.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we talked about it on here where
We did.
most of us were on the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Prior to its release.
Prior to it,
Which
yeah.
again, perfectly fair. But at this point, though, if people are going to go like, I don't know if James Gunn can do it, when does he miss? He doesn't.
When he tweets.
Well, that was,
that was
prior to
prior-
the
yeah,
Guardians.
prior to
That
You
was a
know?
long time ago.
Well,
That
and
was when
I-
Scooby Doo was out.
I
or whatever,
do
you know?
think that he's telling a little bit of his own story in this movie.
Oh, for sure he
There's
is.
a lot of
Yeah.
not false information because I mean, if you don't know the story, James Gunn obviously had some dumb tweets. He was a younger person. He was making inappropriate
The
jokes.
internet was edgy. Comedians were edgy.
Yeah,
like
that was-
though. That
it was the thing.
That
it
was
was
the
the thing.
Yeah.
Inappropriate jokes in hindsight. And obviously they were inappropriate jokes. They were meant to be inappropriate.
Yes.
Right.
That was
Yes.
But there are also jokes that I think anybody at that time in that era would probably,
And looking at-
of
and
his
looking-
age,
Right.
would probably.
And looking at his movies
Yeah.
of that time, the things he was
yeah.
writing, you know, it's
Well,
like
did you happen to see his interview on Dax Shepard's
That
podcast?
I did.
great.
It was a
He-
great
that was
interview.
Yeah, he talks about how basically he was like using Twitter to troll his friends and
Yeah.
like fake retweeting a
It
lot
was
of
like a
those things.
personal thing.
Yeah, like
Twitter
and it's just
wasn't
not-
what it was.
Yeah, and I'm sure I probably even did stupid stuff like that.
For sure.
Go dig up my tweets.
But you never
It's
would
bold-
have thought.
it's a bold move, bud.
You would never have thought that anyone like on that scale would be reading your stupid
Yeah.
15-year-old tweets.
That's
It's just
the thing, right? So
And-
Guardians.
And they were weaponized by
Yes.
people
Yes.
who
In bad
disagree
faith.
who disagree with the present day views of James Gunn. Like
Correct.
if he had been a conservative, they'd have been like, "Ha ha, you can't you can't
right.
handle
Can't
us."
cancel
man."
him.
And
Yeah.
don't forget, this all happened, hinging on a pretty serious sale
Oh yeah,
between Fox
It-
and Disney.
yeah, big time.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah,
and then
there
that
was a
cleared,
whole other thing
And then they were
happening.
like, "Hey,
Well, that's the
yeah.
thing, right? So they fire him from Guardians 3. The cast of Guardians 3 almost revolts completely and said, we're not doing it without him.
Yeah.
Walter Hamada
was the
comes to him and
Was the
says,
CEO at the
hey,
time.
you're not doing anything right now. Do you want to come
Brilliant.
reboot
I
this
mean-
movie that completely tanked that we tried to make?
Yeah.
And he
Well,
was-
apparently they tried to get him to make Superman, and he was
Yes.
like, "I
not
don't
ready
think
for
I."
that.
I
What
don't
else
think
do you
I can."
have?
Yeah.
and he was like, you know that David Ayers movie?
He's
And
like,
they're
"Let let me root around in the quarter bin first."
But I
So
mean,
he's-
seriously though, Marvel. I mean, and when he tells that story about Feige, he's like, "You're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
Superman,
Yeah,
aren't you?"
and he was like, "No,
He's like, "No."
but-
He's like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, go ahead and do the Suicide Squad. Come back and film
yeah.
Guardians."
And I
3.
do think James Gunn doing the Suicide Squad also puts him in the crosshairs of the Snyder Bros
because they
of-
love Ayers too, and the Joker,
and they
Leto,
know
and all
that there's a cut of that movie that exists somewhere that is
Right.
closer to his vision. So when he comes in and does what James Gunn does,
he got double crosshairs.
yeah, it's exactly it. So
But it was also for Warner Brothers. It was a good testing ground. They're
Mhm.
like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
there's low stakes here. We're not going to lose anything. If this tanks,
Yeah.
no big
you
deal.
know,
You know
nobody's
what
gonna
makes
care.
you know what makes like that I won't say incel outrage, but the super
You say
fans
outrage.
or whatever. What makes it better is money, and
I
James
know.
Gunn is making stuff that makes money. I mean,
especially
he's
this.
successful. And what did it open to? It originally was going to open to like 90. They were real conservative, and they're like, oh yeah, like 130 to 150 now or something.
What is it?
like
I
that.
thought it was 215 by the weekend.
What?
The
This
fi-
movie?
like the final worldwide
global-
budget.
Well, yeah.
maybe. I'm
Yeah.
not. I haven't
It's
seen.
122 domestic is what they estimate it right now.
Which I think is
Which I think is still conservative.
Which I think it'll probably have a big day today, and they'll revise that
Yeah.
up to probably close to 130.
yeah,
I guess.
which I think is incredible. Like that's unbelievable.
The movie cost $350, I think, and it's already
that what the
making
final
over
number is?
200 worldwide.
It's 250 was the budget.
Oh, with the marketing.
and then but with the marketing, probably
Yeah.
like 500-600.
So
yeah.
And they went
250 the
and-
first weekend.
and they went all in.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what
this
they
guy
also-
was everywhere.
You know what they also did? Social media. Like that's
Yeah.
not marketing, right? Like that's like go do interviews, and he has been everywhere. TikToks,
All
and
of them. The three of
Reels,
them have
and
been-
the interviews that we talked about, Variety and whatever. Really smart marketing.
Oh
with
yeah.
this thing.
So he does the Suicide Squad, and that is much more well received than the original one.
Doesn't
that
take much.
was
Doesn't
that
take
Yeah, I mean the first one's horrible.
and
Sorry,
it was,
it is.
and that was also that was only streaming, right?
No, that was in theaters.
No,
No,
that
was it
that
in
was theaters.
theaters?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I
thought
saw
it
it
was
in the theater.
I thought it started out as streaming.
It may
Was
it
it
was
during
during
release?
It was
That might have
during
been-
COVID, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was.
Are you talking about the Airs one or the Gun one?
no,
Gunn
the gun
one.
one.
Oh, I definitely saw it.
Oh,
in
did they
theaters.
dump that on? Yeah, because I thought I did
I-
too.
It was an
Now
HBO
I'm
Max.
check that
company.
Now I'm
because-
second guessing myself.
Because I remember it being just because I remember all of a bunch.
It
of
might
us-
have been a dual release, but
Why
that was
might have been
during
dual release.
But it was during COVID time where like most people were like, "Well, I'll just watch it on HBO Max."
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I watched it opening
But
day
I
on
also
HBO
think
Max.
that when I say a testing ground, I think that was a big one because the audience reach for that
Simultaneous
was
release.
very broad, and
Yeah.
I think they saw, you know what, even the Snyder Bros are going to be all mad and everything, and the whole Ayers cut thing, but they reached way more people, and the word of mouth was really, really good.
It was.
Because a lot of people who wouldn't have watched it, especially if they sat through the first one, they were like, no, it's really worth checking out.
But
Yeah.
this should be the nail in the coffin for the whole Snyder
Ugh.
release the Snyder cut crowd stuff.
It's not. What? That's ridiculous.
Nothing,
But I mean-
nothing will stop these guys.
I know, but
these guys, like
eventually-
these guys have like the people that are that deep into Snyder. Like there is something wrong with the wiring.
But let's be
Like,
clear, it's not everyone that just likes the movie. We're talking
no,
about the people
the
that
people
like,
that are still online.
This, I'm going to buy a ticket and refund it.
that
Right,
that
right.
their self-worth is tied up in all this. Like, dude, look,
Yeah.
Cult-like behavior.
look
Yeah.
inside.
The old
Move on.
But
Touch-
movie, yes, I mean
touch
that's
grass
But like
is
this is
kinda
going to
where
make
that
a
is.
ton of money. James Gunn, they're all like, oh, they should fire him and blah blah blah. Like it's like no, he's going to get promoted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To whatever's above
What is
CEO.
what is
of
above what he's
Warner
at?
Brothers.
guess the
I
head of
don't know,
Warner
but like this is going to do
Brothers.
great. He's going to make sequels. He's going to control the whole thing. He's the Feige of DC.
Yeah.
like deal with it. Like you can still like your old movie. I don't care. You like it, that's great. But like you can't.
We've said that a million times. It's like that thing isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, go
it's
watch
going to
it.
be
It's
there
great.
forever.
Watch it with the sound off.
It is. It's
It's very pretty.
It's like a scar. you
Yeah,
know, it just
it's
doesn't
exactly
go
right.
away.
It doesn't go away.
Like, I mean, it sucks. Like, we're mad about
Like herpes.
Westworld. I mean, stuff gets canceled, whatever. You're bummed out by it, but like, you have to move on.
Still mad about Soap.
yeah.
You know, they ended Soap on a cliffhanger, 5 cliffhangers,
Yeah.
and then we
And
never
then
got a resolution.
That's wild.
They
Yeah.
should have never released the Snyder Cut because it gave them the power to say like, oh, well, if we just keep,
Yeah, I think
It's better,
There
but,
is
like-
there is something.
I thought it was still absolute trash.
it's so
well,
much better than
when
the-
you're
I mean-
5 week
I mean,
old trash.
critically on Rotten
and
Tomatoes, I think it has like a
6-week-old
90%. Like critically, it got way better.
I still
reviews.
The
found
story-
it just insufferable and boring, and
The
I
story
just
makes
hated
more
everything about it.
sense.
Okay, but have you watched it in black and white?
Yes.
in 4
Okay.
by 3.
Okay, but have
Yeah.
you watched it in sepia tone?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Have
so
you
I,
watched it in Spanish with French subtitles?
But I think, but this is going to be really successful, and I think we can all agree. It sounds like we all think it's a good movie.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Like-
I think this is a fantastic representation of Superman. Do I think the movie is perfect? No. I have some issues with some stuff, but I think overall,
It's entertaining as hell, right?
oh
Like,
yeah,
it's just
I
a
think
fun movie.
Corn Sweat does what I didn't think was going to happen.
Hmm.
He is able to take everything Christopher Reeve does, but make it his own. Like he is
Yeah.
very earnest. He's very, oh gosh, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But he's like the perfect cover song that is almost as good as the original.
He kind of sounds like Christopher
He
Reeve.
has
Like,
moments
I mean,
where
he just
sounds,
like,
and I don't think
He's
it's fair-
also the first, at least cinematic Superman, I feel like we've seen since Christopher Reeve, who seems to be having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 and that's what was missing. I think at the end of the day, even though Cavill had the look and he had parts that were really good as Superman, but like that Superman was so dour.
How many people does that Superman save?
I mean,
Well,
not
that's-
as many
that's
as
what his
they-
dad.
Yeah, not
That's one of the big things I talked about after I saw this was in Man of Steel. There's no thought about like what he's doing and the people being like when they're punching each other through buildings and like
So
and,
ridiculous.
like there's like no thought behind like saving anybody. It's just beating Zod.
Like
We're
address it at least,
This is
like-
the complete opposite. He goes out of his way to save a squirrel. At one
Squirrel,
point.
which
Like,
is like has to be
That's intentional.
It's, yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
such a course
but like
correction. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is that is Superman to me.
Yeah.
Like Superman and,
And
like
they evacuate the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we know in the real world,
Wouldn't have
like
happened that
40% of the people would have been like, "You can't make me evacuate."
yeah.
I'm not getting on
I mean,
your
as
diaper
many
van.
people that were on the ground, I'm pretty sure it's that way in that world too.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like him trying to like not kill the big kaiju.
I thought that was amazing.
and like being a little upset when it
'Cause
does
that thing-
happen.
Yeah, that thing couldn't
Yeah.
help it. It was.
Yeah.
Well, he even says he was like, I kind of wanted to save it and put it in the
Right.
fortress and study it and make sure it was okay. And Guy Gardner's like, so
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion was so much better than I mean, I like him, but I'm
He-
just like, is this going to be goofy or whatever? But like, he's really good in this.
there are times when somebody is cast as a character, whatever character that is, and you're just kind of like, that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. And then they completely nail the character.
Right.
He's
like,
so good
that
in
was
this.
Guy Gardner,
right? Like
a million
and
percent.
I'm like, he's James Gunn's buddy, and we all love Nathan Fillion, but
Right.
like, is this going to really be good? And it's
So
like,
so you know he's Clark Kent too?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
well, probably one of my favorite.
that was a
parts of
great
the
scene.
movie.
She's like, yeah, but maybe you shouldn't
you know
tell
about the
people
hypno
that.
glasses?
Yeah.
That's and that's out of the comics.
Yeah.
Like that's James Gunn is a comic nerd and he dives deep into some big time comic lore even in this
Did you notice in that scene, by the way, the mural on the
with the Justice Society.
Yeah, yeah.
And that so we should say that like the beginning of this movie does kind of start with a crawl that basically says
That was cool.
Yeah, the
metahumans
series
have
of
been
threes.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
the metahumans have been here for 300 years. Like they've been here this whole time.
I heard Cornsweat came up with that. He's a big Star Wars fan, and he's like, do an opening.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was his idea.
Oh, well, he did say he wants to be a Jedi. Like that's
Yeah, he's a
like,
big. Apparently, he's a huge
Star Wars
guy,
fan.
yeah.
So
Coming up soon, probably.
I
mean-
at this point, I mean, so like they at least give you context. We know that these beings have been around, so the JSA is absolutely possible.
It's a lived-in world.
Yeah,
already.
so
yeah.
it's not,
Metahumans exist, or what?
Yeah,
like,
they've
superheroes
existed.
are out there.
and that I think opens the door to tell stories throughout time.
Right.
Like James Gunn can hire he can pick
Can go
any hero
back
he
and-
wants, and
Well, the Lantern Corps, right? Nathan Fillion's gonna have a show, so they're
yeah,
gonna go
so
tell that
Lantern,
side.
but
and
that's
he's in Peacemaker season 2. as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Lanterns is Kyle Chandler as an old grizzled Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be Timothy Oliphant, but that's only because he's Olyphantastic. He was up for the role, but he didn't get it. But I think
Oh,
Kyle
there's
Chandler's
AI
going to be
now,
great.
Joe.
Yeah, I know,
iPhone.
yeah.
I think Kyle Chandler's
Kyle Chandler's going to be a lot of
choice.
fun. It's Anthony. Is it Aaron Pierre
Yeah, as Jon Stewart.
as Jon Stewart?
Okay, he's
so
good,
like,
yeah.
and then it's going to be Hal is training John. Like
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
what that story is going to
What
be.
it keeps being sold as is a like True Detective style superhero story.
Okay.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be like a procedural.
Oh,
which
cool.
I think is what the Green
That's awesome.
Lanterns are. Like
And
they're
it's
space cops.
Damon Lindelof who did Watchmen, Leftovers, Lost.
Did you have a
So-
conversation with him or something?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Can you? Yeah. Well, I know we're going all over the place, but you got to talk about what happened. You saw this at the Hollywood premiere at the Chinese theater,
Yeah, so
Like-
we won a trip to Hollywood.
and by we, Blake and none of us. That's what he said.
We did
It was
not.
me, my wife, and then she brought 2 of her cousins.
I thought you were going to say she brought 2 of her children.
No.
And I was like, those are yours.
No,
Those are your children.
she originally was like, should we bring Nora and Henry? And we were just in LA literally a month before this. And I'm like, no, we did all the kids' stuff with them when we were there. I'm like, this is a trip. We have freaking hotel credit as part of this prize. We're getting lit. Like, we're going to have fun. We're going to sit by the pool. We're going to do whatever we want, right? But we won a contest through a local radio station here called The Arch. There was not that many entries, but like Kate entered every day. I entered probably every other day. There was only like 3,000 entries by the
That's
time it was
wild.
done. And I'm like, oh, we probably didn't get it. And then I get a call from her at lunch one day, and it sounds like she's crying. And I'm like, what is going on? And
Those
she's
are the
like,
worst calls where you don't know where to be
Yeah.
I'm like,
terrified or like.
I thought she got like fired from her job or
Right,
something.
it's-
But no, she was just so excited. She's like, we won. We're going to LA. It included round trip flights. We got between the four of us like $2,400 or no,
Yeah, per diem.
$1,200 in hotel credit to use at the restaurants and bars.
awesome. Jeez.
We got to go on the red carpet for a little bit.
That's dope.
It was before really like any of the stars were coming through though.
So
We
when the
didn't get to
gaffers
sit in the
got
main
to walk
theater.
down.
Yeah. Well, like it's funny because the red carpet was still going like an hour and a half before we even got out there, so it starts like way in advance. We didn't get to sit in the main theater, the big IMAX one, but we were still in one of the secondary theaters.
You're at the kids' table.
Yeah, we went. I tried to get into the after party, and
How'd that go?
our bodyguard for the event was like, "Yeah, they already know who you are. It's kind of that's not going to happen." But I did see Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family get turned away.
Are you
He
serious?
didn't have the right type of ticket for the after party.
That's wild.
I'm like, oh, that makes me feel a little
Not so
less
bad. Yeah. Like
I was like, I love your work. I'm like, can I get a picture with you? He's like, I'm not really Jesse right now because he didn't have his hair like spiked up or anything.
Oh.
But he was super nice. But then afterwards, we were sitting around and there was some other people from the movie that came by. But I saw Damon Lindelof and I'm like, I'm gonna go up and say hi. And people are like, how do you know who that is? And I'm like, I'm a geek. I went up and we started talking Watchmen, Lost.
he did do that Watchmen show, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
The Watchmen show is great.
It's one of my favorite shows of probably the past 10 years.
Yeah, that's very good.
But yeah, it's funny. I just texted my sister-in-law's watching Lost for the first time, and so
oh, she's gonna be disappointed.
I just sent her the numbers the day before that, and I showed him like I just texted my sister-in-law that she's going through and loves it, but said I'm excited for Lanterns. He sat and talked to us for like 10 minutes, and then
That's dope.
Him and his wife,
Because he doesn't get recognized.
yeah,
Right. So it's still fun for him.
he's well known enough, especially in LA. You would think he would get noticed,
But I think in
enough.
LA, people they don't care.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they see it all the time.
It's
They're
like
just
when,
like whatever.
when James Gunn was here and we walked up to him and got pictures. Like he wasn't getting bothered by
well, because
anybody. you know?
I remember you texted me and you're like, "Should I say so?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah." I'm
Yeah,
like,
of course.
nobody,
100%.
nobody
Yeah.
knows
I
what
just
James
hate
Gunn
to be
looked,
a-
especially
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
nowadays he'll
he would
get
now,
more.
but
yeah.
but back then, you
I'm
know,
like,
and-
he's going to be excited that somebody
yeah.
recognized
and he was
him.
awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I feel bad because like he's not working. He's out with
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
girlfriend at the time.
Was
and
it? It's the gal
Jennifer
from
Holland?
Yeah.
Holland,
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm like, okay, and then that was cool. But it's like it's great when you can be like a celebrity but not get noticed. I think that's got to be the perfect balance, right?
You can be famous when you want to
Right?
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Well, that's
we
awesome.
did wait the line at the end where they're all coming out, and one of the autograph guys elbowed me in the ribs, and I elbowed him back, and he's like, "Hey, don't push me, man!"
Oh,
and right
one
at
of
that
those
time,
guys.
Rachel Brosnahan was literally like 2 feet away from me, and like looked at me like straight in the eyes and looked at that guy, and I'm like, I am so sorry, because it looked like we were about to get in a
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was the moment she was like right there and looked directly at me. I'm like, oh god.
Hey, she
You're like,
looked at
I'm
you.
not the guy holding 45 things
Yeah,
to
right,
sign.
right.
They're literally like putting it over people's faces who have been waiting at the front. Like,
Yeah.
they're
It's wild.
Parasites.
And
Yeah.
and the bad thing is like now people won't sign stuff, and when they do, it's really expensive because they don't want it just flipped. And
I mean, here's your wrestling corner. For
Ding,
you guys. Wrestlers now won't like they will go on their Twitter like, hey, I'll say hi to you at an airport or I'll take a picture with you. I'm not signing things at an airport. Like if I'm getting off if you see me getting off of a plane, like I've had a long day and like I'll if it's for a kid maybe it's fine. But when you walk up with
That kid better be in a wheelchair.
but when you walk up with 15 like a trading card thing
Right.
full
Yeah.
of cards that have like the slits cut out of the the stuff to it's where they want you
Yeah.
to sign. They're like, I'm not doing all that. But you're absolutely right. Like trying to they're scumbags. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
well, it
bottom
just
line.
sucks because like when you go to Comic-Con, Mark Hamill's like $500 a signature.
Yeah.
but like he has to be because like he knows that people are just gonna flip it for
Artists are the
1,500 or
same
whatever.
way. I
and
see
it's
that all
like-
the time. We're like,
it's-
I'll sign one.
And usually those are designated by the con too, not the artist. But
Oh, sure. So like we said, Gunn gets ends up everything kind of gets taken care of as far as his stuff. Feige's like, you want to come back and do Guardians 3? And he was like, yeah, I'll come back and do
He's
Guardians
like, I got to
3.
do something else first.
Yeah, right. Yes, that's exactly right. Does Suicide Squad, comes back, does Guardians. And then Warner Brothers, in a complete restructuring. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where the character is owned by a studio, but the studio's logo is nowhere to be seen. There's not a Warner Brothers logo
Well,
in front of
technically,
this.
DC Studios
studio.
is its own studio, not a
Right.
Warner Brothers. They're
Okay.
they're,
Warner
they're a
owns
sister
DC
company
Studios.
now. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Superman and DC Comics have been a part of Warner Brothers
Right.
for decades.
Yeah, but this restructuring now. So basically, they are part of a Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers Studios is a completely separate
so
studio.
you've got the Warner Brothers.
The Water
Yeah.
Tower thing is a separate studio. This
and
is
then
DC
you've got,
Studios.
which I
Yeah.
think is
Just
very
like
interesting,
Marvel, right? Marvel
Yeah.
Studios is
It's
not
not-
Disney.
even though,
Right.
not Disney. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yes, I guess you're right.
They're just he's
It's
essentially
just it is weird for Warner Brothers to give up an iconic
A giant
character.
IP.
Sure.
They do it all the time with Looney Tunes. So
Yeah.
Well, look at
Yeah,
that.
no
I was going to say,
Touche.
like, how many things have they given up at this point?
I still think Disney's going to buy that.
The Looney
it
Tunes?
amazes me how big Looney Tunes was for my parents, for
God.
me
Oh my gosh,
growing
it was
up.
huge.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's my kids are like, I
can't
don't
do
really,
it. Yeah,
I don't
they
really
just-
know much about it. Like
that movie was good.
It's
too.
like when they tried to show us like Crazy Cat
yeah.
or Cats and Jammer Kids, and we're just like, what are
But
you
they
doing,
made-
Grandma?
They've made some shows in that last movie, The Day the Earth
last
Blew Up or
movie is
whatever.
very
And it's
good.
like, yeah, it's got that more modern
Well, now
sensibility.
that the Will Forte one has been
I can't
picked up
wait till
finally,
that, yeah.
and the
picked
buzz
that
on
up?
that's a
Catch
Up, same
Entertainment. Yeah.
people that picked up Day the World Blew
Oh,
Up.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he and Peter Safran go in and
Man, that guy was his lawyer and manager, and now he's the co-head of a studio.
Kevin Smith
Like,
had one of the best lines I've ever heard about Hollywood. He's like, basically in Hollywood, and not saying that Peter Safran has failed, but you just fail upwards. Like John Peters was
A hairdresser,
was a
right?
hairdresser, right? And then he became one of the biggest producers in Hollywood for a couple
Because giant spiders.
giant spiders
All the way.
Yeah, in the third
But
act.
Safran's clearly got the goods. Like, this
Yeah.
guy has
Yeah.
been producing.
But I just
and
mean, like,
been-
it's wild
James
to look
Gunn's-
at, you know,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
fact that
both
that
are
even
tra-
showed up in the Flash is insane.
Yeah, I mean, the writer of Scooby Doo is now the head of
I
a
know.
film studio.
I know.
Like, and I
Yeah.
mean,
Tromeo and Juliet.
But I mean,
he's
yeah, I was
earned
gonna
it, but I
say,
mean, it's wild.
PG
he
right?
followed
porn.
the same.
Yeah.
I mean, he followed the same course. With Trauma that Ron Howard did with
True.
with,
Yeah,
with,
sure.
Corman.
with
Mhm.
Corman. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's the same
James
thing.
Cameron's
like
the
they,
same way.
They did the work.
Well, those guys worked harder than anyone with getting
Yeah.
through on a shoestring budget and
Yeah.
teaches you to not waste time, not waste money.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
it's smart.
that's the thing. And now like we said, now he's in charge of this. We're only one movie in. I
And they're
guess
100%.
I guess technically, Creature Commandos and Peacemaker are like
They're not movies.
They're not movies.
They're not
but they
movies.
are kind of the testing ground, and they
Yeah.
were successful.
They're-
They
got-
needed this, though, for the DCU to kick
If-
off. They needed a hit. To
If this
right out of the
failed,
gate.
it was dead in the water. There was I don't think there was a way to. If this was bad,
Like if it actually failed.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
also think, though, with James Gunn not only being writer director but in charge of the studio, he's not ever going to put out something that's going to fail. Like,
Well, he's
he
even
has the
said they-
instinct.
Well, I mean, but nobody bats 1,000. There
Correct.
will be a
Yeah.
day when James
Oh,
Gunn puts out
absolutely.
something that doesn't work.
I
Look at
could see
Marvel.
that,
you know,
Marvel's
but
a
I
prime
just don't
example.
think. But with this much riding on it, I don't think he would have. I think he would have delayed it if he had to. Like, I just don't think that he's going to put out a product
Yeah.
if he doesn't feel confident.
Yeah, I think he
in it.
generally has good instincts.
Yeah.
And I think this movie will have decent legs. I think it has
so
basically
too.
the next 2 weeks until
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Yep.
I think it'll be number one probably the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you know what this does that I think works really well is the humor's there. It's obviously the James Gunn humor, but it's not what Taika Waititi did with the last Thor movie.
No.
It's not
No.
way above and beyond. And
Correct.
the whole thing's not improv.
It's
with
not
just
a comedy.
silliness. Right. Right.
This
So,
is, for as weird as it is, it's probably his least weird movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
there's enough weird James Gunn stuff in there to be like, okay, this is a James
But
Gunn
no,
movie.
this is
but I
maybe
agree,
his
it's
most
not-
like mainstream movie.
They took Man of Steel, and they said, okay, what's 180 degrees
Yeah.
opposite of this in every possible way?
Yeah.
And one of the things that really, really stand out, and something that's like, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, is there's a lens that they use. The lens that they used on the cameras on this is something that is really never used for film at all. It's a photographic lens. It has 3 panes of focus, and I had noticed that like in the first trailer, I was like, that's interesting because, there's the incredible, almost like a fisheye.
Yeah.
But it also is a lens that allows everything to remain in
foreground
focus.
and
But
the
if you
background
notice,
It's like
focus.
fisheye without being distorted.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly it. And it's and I was like, what is up with that? Because I think they're like making such a conscious effort to look nothing
Yes.
like Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just the color, like, hey, look at this. It's in the daytime instead of rainy and dark and I can't see anything.
Yeah, right.
And hey, people are smiling. Like every possible thing that they did.
The way the camera would move
Oh,
during
yeah.
the battles, the way it would spin around,
Yeah.
like it was its own character.
Well, and he
Exactly
says,
right.
He says that he plays the songs and plays the music during the scenes when they're filming, so the camera can move to what the song is going to be.
Sure.
And it's its own character with choreography, so to
He's
speak.
gotten really good at directing those
God.
music montage where the battle scenes, like
the action scene.
that, and the one in Guardians 2 with the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
that one with goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Yes.
yeah, the Mr. Terrific one in
That
this
fight
is
sequence was so fun.
And that felt very James Gunn.
That was the
And not in
Yondu
a bad
arrow
way.
scene. I
yeah,
mean,
it's the
it's
same type of thing.
Yeah.
It's called a Leica Tri Elmar.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's not cheap if it starts with Leica.
No,
That's
it's a
not,
Leica lens on a red camera. I mean, honestly, when you see the rig that they're shooting with, it's not that big.
oh, those red cameras that shoot in like 16K are just
Yeah.
little rectangles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just, it's a brain, and then
And I
you
think-
add a bunch of stuff
Yeah,
to
but
it.
I think
it's
they
such
cost
a-
$100,000, which
Yeah.
is nothing
Right.
for that.
For a
Oh, no,
movie
they're-
that size, yeah.
The red brains, they're like, I think only like 15, 20 for most of them.
But for the he's shooting in like 16K.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
even for those.
Holy crap.
It's
But
all the
obviously
peripherals that cost
obviously
a ton
But
of
I
money.
mean, it is like to Tom's point. It is like another character. It establishes a look that is so unlike, not only so unlike anything that we've seen in DCU, but also so unlike anything we've seen in really any movie
I feel like
recently.
It feels like you're on a ride.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
like what it reminded me of was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. The
Yes.
way the car pivots in 360s, the camera was doing
Yeah.
that in the middle of these fight
the
scenes.
scene where they shot over, like basically the camera's on his back and
Right.
he's zipping. I know I made comments before about the way Henry Cavill's Superman moved, where he kind of like moves like a fighter jet, right? Like when he comes up out of the ground or whatever. But to me, this one moves. He kind of, there's no pun intended. He does move like a bird, like the way he banks and he like rolls.
He has
like
lots
through-
of quick turns
Yeah,
and
and
that was kinda
spins.
the way
and-
the way he pooped on a car.
That was so awkward.
Yeah.
The fact that he had an exit.
I mean, it's
strategy
still
for
going
that
to be
suit.
James Gunn, right? Like,
I don't like he was more maneuverable. Like he was able to exactly right though. Like I think in one of the Superman TV shows when they would show him, oh maybe it's Man of Steel, like when he would take off and he would turn, like it was like a pop, like it was straight lines, like everything was straight lines. This one he banks, like so I thought I think that suit is terrible. I hate that suit.
Oh, I love this
In the
suit.
movie,
Can't stand it.
it works better in the movie than the
hate it.
stills. Do you hate it the whole time?
Yeah, cannot stand it.
I mean, it's
because
not
you
my-
want to see him out of the suit.
I mean,
is that what you're saying?
Homeboy put on
You
so
want to
much
see him when he was
muscle.
logging with the.
No, like this is the thing. I hate the new 52 suit, and this suit is heavily inspired by that, with all of the piping and the high collar. I have no problem with the S. Like I think making the S the Kingdom Come
Yeah.
S is fine.
I don't like the piping. I agree.
I hate the piping. I hate the high
weird.
collar.
It's too weird. It works on the page better, I think.
I think it is
Like
terrible
Jim-
on the page.
I don't mean. I just think that it doesn't. Some suits don't translate 100%.
Yeah.
I'll say that it looks like something that you could actually wear.
Yeah,
That's
it does look like a suit. Yeah.
I honestly was just so happy to see color.
Yeah.
Fair.
I was
Totally
like-
fair.
I
Totally
was,
fair.
I was happy to see the trunks. I was happy
Yeah.
to see color.
I
That
do like
was
that the
kinda
trunks
like,
are high. Like that, the
Yeah.
high trunks is very all-star Superman.
and the St. Louis Blues rebrand have the same color now.
They do have the same color. You're absolutely right. Yeah,
That's funny.
But I like that was my. I had to let that go.
Yeah.
It was very hard because I think to me the suit needs to. For me, the suit should look a certain way. Like
Yeah.
the cape should be tapered to a point and like stop at his calves.
I like the
it's
shield
not-
on the cape.
I did
So-
like. I loved the shield on the cape.
So the other thing, not just the look and everything about this that clearly they were clearly counter-programming everything that came in the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, the
And
tonality
James Gunn
is
just doesn't
different.
make those type of
But
movies.
in that first teaser, because the first teaser was like, because I was like indifferent to this. I was like, okay.
the crypto one on the ice when he's
And
saving
when
him, right?
And they showed crypto, I was like, oh,
This is
I
very
might
different.
I might be in because if they're bringing crypto into this,
Yeah.
that shows the intent that it's like
We might
yeah,
get a Mr. Mxyzptlk.
Yeah,
I think we
might.
do. I think he's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this.
Do you think he's
the
in it?
dimensional
Yes.
imp.
Yeah. When
Oh.
Clark and Lois are having that conversation and you see the Justice, they're not okay.
The Justice Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be Justice League International. If you've ever read the
Sure. Yeah,
Keith
yeah.
Giffen, J.D. Mateus, like that's who those characters are. They're fighting it like a fourth dimension, like a fourth
He
dimension.
says a dimensional imp.
He says an
which is what
interdimensional
Mr.
imp, yeah.
Mxyzptlk.
So it's either him or Batmite.
Yeah.
Those are your options. So I'm glad you caught that. Was
Yeah.
good.
But I think Gunn will do that.
Absolutely.
I think seriously when they just jump into it and it's like, hey, there's a super dog, like that's
Yeah.
great. Everything from this movie hits the ground running. You don't need it spoon fed to you. Nothing has you like.
it owns its weirdness.
Yes,
It is-
jumps into it. It's comic books, right?
Go-
It's like
well,
they're not-
so here's the
It is comic books, and honestly, there was so much of Super Friends that
Oh,
this
yeah.
felt like. I mean,
oh,
the
see, I
look-
was getting like Superman the animated series.
Oh, all of that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly. I mean,
He's
its
drawing
inspirations
inspiration.
are cartoons.
Yeah.
and the comic books.
Well, like look at the design of like background extras and stuff where like the cut of the clothes is like 70ish in
Yeah.
certain styles,
Yeah.
but then like it'll also look like it like he really did make a movie that looks like it's meant to fit
yeah,
an era that just doesn't exist.
The
here.
opening
Right.
credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The opening credits look like something from the 70s.
dude, the
Yeah.
opening
Oh, yeah,
credits,
they're
they
amazing.
look just like Superman. Like
Yes,
they had
they
the
did.
Superman
Yeah.
Donner.
That's what I'm
inspiration,
saying.
yes.
Is like he took the Donner stuff, which I think is one of my. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think it's an incredible opening title scroll.
Oh, yeah.
And takes that and modernizes it
Yeah.
and makes it. It's all there. You can see the Donner stuff there, but it is his own thing. Like the colors are different. Like the Donner stuff is like a light blue against a black, the
Yeah.
black of space.
I just
it's
think
not
that,
as beholden to Donner as Superman Returns was.
Right.
Yes.
You
And
know,
what
but
a
it still,
misstep that was.
It still has that connection to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do it in a way where it's like
Well, I mean, his
it's
kid's
the third.
yeah, his
movie.
son's
His
in it.
son's in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, which I
But-
think is a fantastic nod.
You know, here's another thing I noticed that I found fascinating at how many opportunities there were for product placement that they didn't use.
Such as?
like all those screens.
Oh,
Yeah, they're all
that-
Luthor Corp.
They're all. It's all Luthor Corp. It's all ads for the meteorites. It's
Yeah.
like you don't like they could have so easily sold.
The only one I
every
saw
one
was
of those.
Toyota.
Toyota, because she drives a Toyota.
Yeah.
That was like right on Front
Yeah,
Street.
it was
Oh,
like,
okay.
and my ticket to the premiere, it's like presented by Toyota.
Yeah.
And Progressive. We saw Flo from Progressive and
Oh,
her
really?
little blonde haired guy.
See, that's because it's
They-
woke.
They had like
gotta be progressive.
a security of like 5 people around them. It was insane.
The progressive gal.
Yeah.
What about the AT&T gal?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, I know. Samesies.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just going to say one thing I was telling Blake the other day is that James Gunn is so sincere in his filmmaking. You can tell he loves these characters
Yeah.
and loves what he's doing. He's not doing it just to kick ass or be cool or to have a little fun with it. Sorry. Like, he loves this property.
By
and
not shooting Jimmy Olsen in the face.
I was going to say, I didn't know how you guys felt. Jimmy Olsen
without
didn't
naming him.
die in this.
Yeah, and Jimmy, and again, counter programming. Now Jimmy Olsen is kind of a player, and he's
Right.
smart.
Yeah.
Well, that's-
we also get to see Lois Lane actually be a reporter, which was amazing.
That is kind of one of my complaints is while I don't know that it's important, I do feel like the Ma and Pa Kent, which I could not stand their characterization, like the two
In this movie?
could not stand it.
Hi, Richard. It's your dad.
I know it was. I was like, this.
Did you
is
hear
terrible.
that Richard's parents are actually the inspiration for them?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
had them say all of their lines, and then the actors read back the lines in that accent.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I thought
Did
that was
not
so
like it at all.
but it's like that's what a Midwest.
But I will say,
yeah.
the speech that should have been Kurt Russell. God damn it! Like Pa Kent as Kurt Russell as Pa Kent.
I thought it was really effective.
But
Yeah.
that speech,
speech.
The speech that he gives Clark sitting there, where Clark, this is the other thing that is very different in the Snyderverse. Clark isn't Clark; he's Kal-El. He's never Clark.
Yeah.
Like there's never any
Really?
humanity to him. Well,
I see
there's
what you're
no
saying.
humanity to
the
him
characterization
whatsoever.
you're saying is you
Yeah.
don't get that part.
You don't get the speech that Superman gives at the end of this movie. the idea that, and it's similar to the Glenn Ford speech where he's like, I don't know why you're here, but you're not here to kick touchdowns. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're here for a reason. And then to kind of mix that with this guy who's Pa Kent, he's like, look, you're going to decide who you're going to be. And like, I can only get you so far, but the rest is up to you.
We give you the tools.
It's a nice change from like, how dare you save those kids on the bus?
What are they supposed to do? Let them die?
Yeah.
Maybe. What do you mean, maybe?
It's so bleak.
Not maybe.
I know. It's just,
Not maybe.
Hey,
no, you did the right
and reverse
thing.
spoiler, they're both alive.
That's true.
How about that?
I don't even mind
I was
so
like,
much.
oh man, no, they're not gonna die, are they?
Yeah.
We don't need that.
I think Pa Kent dying in the 78 one gives Clark kind
gutting.
of like,
Yeah.
I had
good
all
motivation.
I had all these powers and I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't save
that's
them.
a good,
So
Well, and that first movie is 3 movies.
yes.
It's a Krypton movie.
Yep.
It's a Smallville movie.
Yep.
You know, and it's a
that's-
Metropolis
and it's-
movie.
Yeah. This one I feel like is all he's figured it out.
Yeah.
You get very little Clark Kent in this movie, which is good.
But
But
the
I
parts
think-
you get,
yeah.
though, he's really good at.
But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
when he's not in, when he's not, I think so. Okay, I think he's always Clark. I think in this, the humanity that he's able to show comes through, and yeah, he's doing the Superman stuff, but he's protecting that girl from the things going off,
Which is a great shot.
It's an amazing shot. He's pushing that car out of the way, so like, and he's smiling
Yeah.
at them, where like, maybe a different Superman is giving somebody the middle finger because he has to like do what he's doing to save a life. So I think in this, he is Clark all the time. There's never the moments at the fortress. I think he's Kal-El. Like that's, dealing with the robots, but he still shows
But
humanity
is he,
when
I think the whole point is he's never Kal-El because he was sent to Earth and was Clark when
That's
he was found,
exact-
right?
yes.
So like he shouldn't be
Yes.
Kal-El. That's
Or
the
he's
whole,
the Kal-El he thought he was
Yeah.
supposed to be, which was a half of a message.
Yeah.
Which
And I-
was aligning to,
Yeah.
what Pa and
you're here to, and,
Yeah.
and that's his line,
But
right?
those are his
I was
parents.
here to, I was
Ron
here to
Pocket.
serve
Yeah.
humanity. Yes, those are his parents.
and which is great. Like James Gunn understands that about the character, and he
Yeah.
writes it that way. And
Yeah.
they were such an influence on him that it carries on through
That's,
Superman.
That's
that is
how it
right.
is. And actually, I think at some point, I think in the comics, they retcon. It may have been the John Byrne stuff, where they get around him being an immigrant by saying when he comes out of the chamber, like that's
was
him.
born
That's
here?
him being born. So like he was born, and I'm pretty sure that was in the.
Well, unfortunately,
John
that
Byrne
doesn't
stuff.
count for much these days.
Well,
so.
and that's I think it's we should probably touch on that, is like just the idea that people are freaking out that he's that James Gunn is making a comment.
The
about
people who
immigrants.
are freaking out have never
read a
picked
comic.
up
Never read a
a Superman comic book in
Action
their
Comics
life.
#1. There's a panel.
June of 1938.
There's a panel that refers to Superman as champion of the oppressed.
Bingo.
Yeah. Like
he's fighting
that's
like slumlords.
Day one.
Yeah.
So here's a thought. Maybe Superman hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Maybe you have.
Or maybe you're just a dick.
Yeah.
And
Not
every
you.
property, every movie, show, comic has like mentioned him as an immigrant for the last 100
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
Like,
even the
it's-
Snyder stuff says he says he's like, I was born on a small I grew up on a farm in Kansas.
Yeah.
Also, maybe don't tell the government that, you fucking
Yeah.
moron. But he even in that they say he's like, I'm as American human, I guess, as you can get. Like and that's what I think is solely Smallville does an incredible job of telling that story of Clark growing up on a farm with two actors who I think epitomize those two roles. I think Annette O'Toole does an incredible job as Martha Kent. John Schneider.
John Snyder's great.
Despite-
Unfortunately, nowadays,
Real life John Snyder is a piece of shit. And,
talking about Papa John Snyder?
maybe.
I mean, that one's not doing too
Yeah,
much
no,
better.
yeah, and also and the fact that Dean Cain got out there and ran his mouth,
Oh,
it's like,
it's so dumb.
isn't your dad like Japanese?
I
Like,
saw-
what do you-
I
his,
shut up.
his biological father is Japanese.
Could you imagine
if they cast him today?
Right.
people would lose.
The
Yeah.
people
Himself.
that he pals around with would lose their
yeah.
fucking
Oh my
minds.
god! Yes.
Well, also, people are now pulling up like old episodes of his show, and it's like
There's a whole scene
Do you
where he
remember
talks
when they're
about-
talking about being an
Season
immigrant?
4.
Yeah, it's like, come on, it's so silly.
it also is wild when people get online and run their mouth. It's like
Yeah.
Dean, they've got receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff out there, bud. Like you shut up.
It's
So this
Empathy
is
is
totally off track, but so I've been rewatching in its entirety Leave It to Beaver because that's who I am. And
I told you I was watching Magnum.
yeah. So there's they made a show about my condoms.
They did.
Oh, that's
It's super
fascinating.
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
yes. So
I didn't think I was going to have to use it, but I
Have
guess
no
so.
fear, my
yeah.
friend.
So there's we just watched an episode right before we started the podcast, and Wally is cast in a play, and he's upset because he has to dress up like a girl because there are no girls in this club, so he has to dress, and he's very upset. And Ward gives him a speech. Is Leave It to Beaver, quintessential.
What year?
Probably at this
50
point, it ran from 57 to 65, I think.
Okay,
So
okay.
right now we're around 1959, maybe 1960. We're
Okay.
in
And that is when woke starts.
Yeah.
So
Kinda.
Ward Cleaver gives him a lecture about how he needs to basically, like, it's just a play and you're having fun and don't make it a big deal and like it's just it'll be fine. He's basically like, don't be a pussy, wear this dress. And I'm like, if they made that today, 40%
my
of the country
God.
would go insane.
Yeah, they would go bananas. So I just think, I saw like somebody, I was an artist that drew like Star Wars is woke, Star Trek is woke, Superman is woke,
Oh, yeah.
Marvel is
Yeah,
woke.
yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like
X-Men is woke.
X-Men's been woke since
Day one.
Day
it's
fucking one.
It's a
Issue
civil
94.
rights allegory. Like
well, issue 94, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
the
sorry. Yeah, right. So like that whole, it's just whatever they can do to get clicks. Like that's all it is. Again, they've never read a Superman comic.
Right.
They've never understood who that character is. Have there been versions that have been insanely popular in the last 15 years of like evil Superman? 100%. Have there been some really good stuff written about an quote unquote evil Superman? 100%. Superman Red Sun by Mark Millar and Dave Johnson is incredible. It's he's Russian. Like he lands in
Right,
Russia.
yeah.
So, like that's during the Cold War. So
But James Gunn's characterization of Superman, like this is the character of Superman, right?
this is Superman.
This is Superman.
This is the closest I think they've ever gotten to nailing who this character is.
But like this is the essence of the character being a good person and looking out for everybody and doing the right thing, right?
Yes.
Like this is everything about him that it's like the core of the character revolves around these things and he understands that.
But
Yeah.
it's not just that. It's an entirely new universe.
Yes.
Like in this movie, because there was some concern. It was like, oh man, they're going to have too many characters. It's blah, blah, blah. And really, it didn't feel
They
like that
juggle
at
it
all.
he juggles
They
it
did
very
a great
well.
job giving all these characters their moment. And
Yeah.
even if it's a short moment, they do a great job with that.
Yeah.
But they do establish like this entirely new universe that totally wipes out, whatever you were thinking of like, well, what about this? And what about, Wonder Woman or Aquaman and all that stuff? And it's like, now it just, honestly, I was like, yeah, I'm a lot more excited about that Supergirl movie.
yeah, same.
And I wasn't, like I said, I was indifferent to
Have you
this
read
until
that?
I saw Crypto.
Have you read that book? I cannot recommend it enough.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Which book is it?
It's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by
Right.
Tom King, and I cannot pronounce this. She's got a wild name. Like
Smith.
it's not Smith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smythe.
So yes, that's right. Yeah, with an E. Where basically it's what's the Jeff Bridges Western?
True Grit?
It's True Grit with Supergirl. Supergirl when Superman says she goes off to planets to get drunk.
And she likes to party.
It's the basis of that story is Supergirl goes to a planet for her 21st birthday to get hammered. While she's at this bar, she's approached by like this princess and says, "Hey, I need your help." And she was like, "No, I'm not helping you. I'm here to get hammered." And then she ends up having to go help her on this adventure.
Cool.
So it's got Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Yeah.
Is in it.
Brilliant.
Like that's done
Who
deal.
was born to play Lobo.
Not
Like,
Aquaman.
I don't care if he was Aquaman or whatever in a different universe. It's
Right.
like, no, the guy's Lobo.
And, well, but that I'm more excited about that Lobo based on this whole universe
Right.
we're seeing. It's
Yeah.
like that Lobo's going to feel like
Lobo.
Like
yeah,
Lobo.
Right.
exactly.
This was, he proved, I mean, I think at this point, again, like, James Gunn can do this.
Yeah.
If you had any doubts, you saw this, and I think now we're set up.
I don't know that my doubt was in him, but I
Well-
was like, kind of like, man.
It's worth having doubts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you talk about, well, okay, Warner Brothers, whether or not, the whole adjacent.
Yes.
You've got David Zaslav screwing things up in there.
Yeah.
So, and we've
And
been
getting
down this road.
and getting paid well to do it.
paid well to do
But it
it.
sounds like
Bonuses.
Gunn has the control. Like, I think
Right.
he came on board being like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to do this.
But you got to let me do it
But
my
you
way.
gotta let me, because he's their Feige, right?
Yeah.
You don't get
Yeah.
to tell Feige
Well-
what to do. Like, you have to let him do
If
his
you
thing.
want to replicate what Marvel is doing, then you have to have the balls to replicate what Marvel
and,
is
and
doing.
Gunn-
Gunn
Yeah.
seems to be doing that with when you look at his director choices for his early roles, like Craig Gillespie, who's doing Supergirl, also did I, Tonya, Cruella,
Okay,
like very
okay.
female-centric stories that are
And good.
that are well done.
I thought
yeah.
both. I thought Cruella was
Cruella
great.
is
Cruella's really good.
super,
and so was I,
underrated.
Tanya. But everybody,
Yeah.
gosh, I think Cruella's easier to be.
That was one of
dismissive
I was
of.
shocked.
Cruella got
He also
crap.
did Lars and the Real Girl, which was great.
Oh yeah, but Cruella got crapped on because that one social media clip out of context with the Dalmatians pushing someone over a cliff or something. Like, oh my
Right.
god, look how silly that was.
Oh.
Like, in context, I think it made a lot more sense.
But like
But
Damon Lindelof with Lanterns, like makes a lot of sense. Who's doing the Clayface movie?
Oh, is it? It's not Mangold.
It's somebody who,
Yeah.
when you say his name, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Body
yeah.
horror type stuff.
Oh, but
Scorsese.
yeah.
but Mangold.
No, he's making the Kool-Aid movie.
Oh, okay.
such a great show.
But you know
Such a
what?
good show.
This sounds very similar to something another studio did a long time ago.
Well, no, it's
hiring
exactly
directors that are good with these genres, and
It's
every
almost
movie
like
looking
somebody
different, like a
worked for
different
said studio.
Interesting how when we talked about DC and just like trying to force Justice League and put Batman and Superman.
Well,
in Wonder Woman.
you said the Feige thing about you don't tell Feige what to do, but I think that's what happened in Marvel is the
Phase
studio,
three,
yeah.
4
Yeah.
and 5.
JPEG, and it just went haywire, and they're starting to give him back that control. But at this point, they might have trashed that brand
Yeah.
beyond.
We'll see. We'll find out in 2
they
weeks.
didn't.
Thunderbolts was really
I don't
good.
think they did. I think
Thunderbolts.
I think a big part of it was like you got to remember like the collapse. Not really. I mean, even like the worst Marvel movies are really not
fine.
terrible. For a long time, we said at this table the worst Marvel movie is still better than some of the best DC.
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
said
Easily.
this.
It's Thor
Easily.
2, right?
You know,
Is that
it
yeah,
was
right?
Thor
Dark
2.
World is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
worst, but it's still better.
But it
than
is still
Eternals.
better
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah.
most of the
Eternals,
DC
Kevin.
movies.
Yeah, Eternals is the worst.
but when Chapek took over for Iger and then Disney Plus happened and then COVID happened,
Yeah.
basically they were like Disney Plus was going to be the hero that saved the company.
Make every show, every movie,
And they
do
just
it.
kept
Yeah.
pushing everything. And then they basically, didn't realize you can't maintain that level of quality through a single person. And Kevin Feige was spread way too thin.
Yeah.
And it started to show. And that's why it's like, I did not dislike She-Hulk. Yeah, it really should have had another pass on
She-Hulk
those.
was great.
on the
I thought
effects.
She-Hulk was great.
She-Hulk was
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
best
I
Marvel
loved it.
shows
But I
there
mean,
is.
it's-
I loved every minute
It
of
was,
that show.
I mean, my only issue were some of the effects were like, they could
But
have
it's
gone
so
another
funny
round.
and it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Right.
clever.
It was great, and it was one of those, and it was true to the character and true to the comics as far as breaking the fourth wall.
That last episode
Oh
with the
my God.
K-E-V-I-N. Oh my God, it was so funny.
But all of those things taken into consideration, then you see what happened is like you can't be spread too thin. Now, as long as they could just not follow suit and be like, slow your roll.
Well, I
on
think he's
some of
even
these
said he's
things.
like, we're gonna. I think it's like 2 features, an animated movie, and
slow.
a TV show.
Take your time.
Like that's the plan. Until they're just like, by the way, here's another thing.
Well, yeah.
They have the blueprint. They had the blueprint 10 years ago. Like they need to follow it because it works.
Yeah.
We know it works.
Well, the blueprint they had 10 years ago, they were like, we need to have, we got to do this
we need
shared
Avengers.
universe.
Yeah, right,
They
right,
wanted
right.
Avengers instantly, right?
But we'll just start with the Suicide
But I
Squad.
love it. James Gunn now, 12 years later, is like, nope, we're starting over.
Yeah.
We're going to make all these
Right.
individual movies. They're going to feel different.
Right.
They're going to be good on their own. And then once you're used to everyone, now we can bring in the Justice League.
Well, I think that's the thing is that we've talked about a billion times. Is
Earn
that
it.
they earn it. That's exactly right. And,
Earnest for some people.
and
Or
they've-
Ernest. Yes.
And they've talked to. There's rumors that they've talked to Ryan Coogler. They've talked to the guy who did Godzilla -1. As people to helm projects, whatever those may be.
Yeah.
Like the guy that did Godzilla -1 on a budget that he had,
Oh,
that
gosh,
made a movie
it
that
is-
looked the way that it did was
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
The rumor is that Andrew Garfield is in the mix somewhere.
Or,
Maybe the Flash.
Okay.
Like that's take
see
that for
that.
what it is, but
he looks just like the other Flash
Yeah.
actor. Like he looks like the CW guy. You know
if
what I
I'm
mean? Like,
Adam
he has the
Brody,
same-
I was like,
My
I'm still
problem
here.
is that Garfield's already in his 40s.
insane.
Yeah.
I really think the Flash needs to be played by someone
Yeah.
who's clinically insane, like
bring back-
medically
Let's
speaking.
bring back Ezra.
Yeah.
But I do like, what's the guy on the CW show?
Grant Gustin.
Grant
Grant
Gustin.
Gustin?
He's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my Adam Brody as Barry West, Jack Quaid as Wally
You've
West.
wanted that since George Miller era. haven't you?
He is the epitome. Like that dude deserves a break because he's really good.
Well, he's gonna play the Flash's grandpa now in this universe, Joe.
He can play
So-
Barry Allen.
More about this movie.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically find out that Superman has stopped a possible war from breaking out in
Palestine. I mean,
Yeah,
Yom
right.
Kippur.
And maybe or maybe not a Middle Eastern country. And people are pissed about it because this is kind of the first time that Superman has shown I can kind of do whatever I want and you can't stop me.
Personal judgment.
Yeah, and it's not in his mind. He was like, people were gonna die. Like I wasn't trying
that interview
to.
between them.
I think
is
it's great.
Really
great
good.
setup of both of their characters, where you see where both of them are coming from, and there's logic to what both of them are thinking. His is led more though with his heart.
Yep.
But to him, logically, it makes sense to just stop people from dying. Where she is like, this is a slippery slope. Like who gives you the right?
When he's seen as American, even though he doesn't
Yeah.
represent a political party or a government, but it's like he's seen as this American
Yeah.
icon. And so when he interferes, it's like, oh, is America sending him? Is it-
Hashtag super shit.
Oh, and kudos to this movie also for, not only did we skip the birth and all of
Yeah.
that, but also skipping the whole Lois thing.
Yeah.
They're
let's
together.
just get
That's
past
it.
that.
Yeah,
But
it's great.
I like that where they timed their relationship because they're 3 months into their relationship.
So it's still early. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
nobody at the planet knows that they're together. But there's also tension, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they definitely love each other, but they haven't figured out that Lois
It's still
and Clark,
very new.
Yeah,
Right.
the Lois and Clark dynamic, right? So you look at this relationship 10 years down the road, Lois knows
Right.
where Clark's heart is. So maybe she's like, hey, bud, maybe don't do that. Like maybe, but I understand why you did it. Where in
Right.
this one, she's like, what are you thinking? And he has to explain. He's like, I wasn't, I was
Right.
just acting. So I do like that it's a different version
Yeah.
of Lois and Clark than I
It's a
think
good
we've
dynamic.
ever seen.
They're good chemistry.
If you're
It's-
going to tell me that they didn't hook up on set, I'm gonna call you a liar. Because like
They have some good
even
chemistry.
in their interviews, you're like, if I'm their spouses, I was like, hey, can you put Nicholas Holt in between them? Because holy shit,
I think one thing that got me about that too is it felt like a real fight.
Yeah,
like
it did.
100%.
it felt like-
Supposedly, there was a version of that fight where they're
Where he said
ripping
the F
and
word.
he's like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you!"
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like I've had this type of fight with my
Abs-
wife.
absolutely.
Like 100%. Like it didn't. It felt very organic to me. Like it didn't. And that, like moments like that make a movie for me because I will say one of my few complaints about this movie is that there is a fair amount of clunky dialogue too. Like just where they have to really spit out a ton of exposition.
Sure.
But that's I kind of be to expect it in a setting up a universe. But like when they're walking to the flying saucer from Guardians, and Jimmy Olsen is like doing a huge like exposition dump to Perry White. Like I'm like,
I
that could've been-
thought it was Night Owl ship.
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Well,
Well, no, like
Yeah.
the controls and everything on that flying saucer are like the same thing
It does.
as
The Milano?
Not the Milano, the ship in Guardians 2 that they steal from Jeff Goldblum's character.
Oh,
It's
sure.
Birthday,
Yeah.
it's your birthday.
That is true though. And I did notice this is one of my complaints is that there is a lot of Marvel influence.
Sure.
Now, I can accept that because of where James Gunn came from, and just like, the idea of making films at this level. He's just ingrained himself into that Marvel world.
Well,
And
I think you gotta go with what
a lot of
works.
his stuff became
Is
Marvel.
Marvel.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
him. I mean, remember, he set a lot of the tone for the humor of the Marvel universe.
That
with
is-
Guardians, that
does-
became the tone.
That
of,
worries me a little bit.
what's that?
Most of the time with these movies, right? With Man of Steel, they're like, "Hey, The Dark Knight worked. Just make it like that."
He said each of these are going to have a different
I
tone.
hope that's the case.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
that they're not all going to be the same. So I think
that's
you have
great.
to worry about it.
Okay.
I trust that he is. I mean, just the fact that Clayface is going to be a
Like body horror.
a body horror early on in the universe shows that they are thinking about things a little bit different. It's going to be an R-rated movie. Which is
For now.
yeah.
For now.
Yeah, James Gunn is going to have to create something between
I have a
PG-13
feeling
and
the
R.
the budget on that is probably set at a level where R-rated still makes sense.
I wonder if
but-
they take the Blumhouse approach, where it's like, here's
A foot rub and a
20
bump
year,
up?
yeah, a foot rub and a bump up. Here's 30 million.
Yeah,
You know?
I have a feeling that's probably what they're doing.
Which I think
Especially
is-
for something like Clayface, like that's
Right.
not a mass appeal, well-known
No.
character.
Should have
Not at
got the
all.
person that did the substance.
I mean,
that's
a great call. That's
if you're talking about
that's moneyballing it.
Get the
if
up and
it's-
coming, the person that for that niche genre film.
Yeah, I don't want, when they do Brave and the Bold, I do not want a jokey Batman. I will take
No.
Damien.
But the juxtaposition will be appropriate.
That
now.
can be the
Yeah.
joke.
That's
right?
the joke.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that Damien is the jokester,
Yeah.
where Batman is Batman. Like
Right.
that I think is fine. I'm totally on board with
And,
that.
and James Gunn said that the Matt Reeves Batman they've talked about it, probably won't be in the same universe.
I hope it's not.
I don't think it should.
But
I
they
don't
haven't
think it
closed the
either.
door on it, but he said probably not. He
Yeah,
did,
I mean, it's
so.
like they're allowing that series to continue because it was really good, and
so
it was
good.
the
That's
same
incredible.
thing. I was like, I am not interested. When the Matt Reeves one, I was like, I don't know, and I watched it and I was like, man,
Damn.
that was
So good.
chilling
It's
how
fantastic.
good it was.
Incredible, yeah.
But it cannot be part of this at all.
No.
It just won't work.
There
It
is
won't
there's
fit.
a
which is fine.
there's a version of Batman that it will fit in this world.
yeah.
Whoever that
Adam West Batman.
My God.
I mean, I think
I'd be so pissed.
I think you have to set Batman up almost similar to how you did Lex, but have him basically be the 180 of Lex, where he's distrusting of Superman, but he has good intentions rather than being a megalomaniac.
Sure.
Because really, Lex and Bruce are very similar characters.
Yeah.
But they go about it completely different, and one of them is very self-centered, while the other one wants to save everybody.
Yeah, once they say the mom's name, we'll be fine.
Totally
I
fine.
mean, they have an easy way.
And we haven't even touched on him at all, but Nicholas Hoult is
he's really good. As
owning.
well.
He's great.
He's
He's really good.
insane. He is. He's so over the top. He auditioned for Superman, for the character of Superman. Didn't get it. Did not realize how tall he was
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
until he's standing in front of Cornsweet, and I was like, Jesus Christ, at the same size.
I didn't know what to expect. I like Nicholas Hoult as an actor, but I wasn't sure as Lex.
Yeah.
And man, he knocked it out of the
his
park.
Lex,
as this
it's
crazy,
he's got a
scary-
little bit of Gene
Stupid
Hackman.
little dog wears a cape.
Oh my God, that is like that to me sold it.
Yeah.
like when he's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking? When he's gaslighting the shit out of him.
Yeah.
and then when he knows that nobody else can hear him,
Yeah.
he
What?
whispers something to him. It's like
so
that
good,
is-
and it's scary because he seems like he could really be a real rich
Well,
villain.
when he's
Like, it
on
just-
when he's on that talk show.
Yeah.
and he's like,
Not Tucker
not
Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
He feels very comic accurate, but also very timely
Yeah.
in terms
Yes.
of what we're experiencing with billionaires and
Right.
how
Well,
they,
I mean,
how they act in our society.
if you go back and reread the John Byrne Man of Steel miniseries that reboots Superman, Lex Luthor is Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, he
Like,
becomes
100%
president.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
yeah.
But I mean, like when Byrne writes him, he's writing him just like Trump, and that's the care. And then yes, you're right. He becomes president,
But smart.
but smart. Correct. Able to, and I do like this idea that he's basically pulling a battleship where he's hollering out A5, B12. He's already got Superman pegged. So when Ultraman.
He's got to come back as Bizarro, right?
He is
I mean,
Bizarro.
yeah, when
He's
he's
100%
gonna get sucked
Bizarro.
into
Yeah.
The alternate
Bizarro
universe.
world.
Yeah. So we should this entire time, Lex has developed this thing called Planet Watch. Now, when I heard that, and I was like, how long until that becomes Storm Watch, which was a comic book that predates the Authority. Characters in this movie are part of the Authority. So I was like, we're okay. He's planting the
Right.
seeds for this, right? The Engineer is a part of the Authority further down the line. So we see this character called Ultraman. In the comic books, Ultraman is
It's evil Superman.
is evil Superman. Like, he eats kryptonite to get his powers, right? When I see his costume, he's wearing a like a suit, almost like a doomsday suit, but his costume is colored in purple.
I thought a
and-
black noir.
Yeah, he looks
He
just like
looks
Black
just
Noir.
like he does. But his costume is purple. And I was like, he's Parasite. Like, that's what the Parasite's colors are, purple and silver. So I was like, it's going to be like somehow they're going to turn this into
Well,
Parasite.
I knew it was a clone or something of him as soon as the fortress came up and
Yes.
they walked in.
Right.
That's
right.
cool. See, I didn't catch that. I'm like, how the hell did Lex get in? But
As
And
soon
then-
as he had been referred to as Ultraman already, and I'm like, oh well, it's gonna be his DNA.
Yes.
It's either gonna be the Ultraman who is genetically the same but the evil version,
Right.
or it's a clone.
Right.
Yeah.
And it turns out,
Bizarro.
everybody knows that Lex has cloned Superman before, and it doesn't work because of Kryptonian DNA, so he kind of becomes handy capable. Is kind of how he
Nuclear
says it.
Man.
This just turns
Exactly.
him into Bucky Barnes.
It kind of does, except, but I mean, I don't want him to come back as a good guy. Like, that's- so
he looks with that hair and everything. I'm like, that really looks like the Winter Soldier.
This was an opportunity for James Gunn to make this Henry Cavill and have Henry Cavill be.
he can't.
No,
Yeah.
I know
He-
it would have been. It
he
would have been
not get him
no.
anywhere
It
near
would've-
this.
it would've taken-
because it's
unless could you imagine
No.
if they cast him as Bruce Wayne?
Well,
I don't think.
I think
you
it
can-
would
I
just-
really like Henry Cavill, but no.
Yeah, we got to keep him away.
Imagine that
because
chin and that cowl. It would have looked great.
yeah.
It would look
Like
great.
an Army Hammer.
I don't think it's
Oh,
going to be
God.
like
him
with the
Alfred.
Lobo thing. I see that's going to work
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll
because
work.
Yeah.
he shouldn't have been Aquaman in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I don't know. I feel like that's just going to take people out of the movie.
No, it will. I don't.
You know?
I think it would have been an insane choice for him.
Yeah.
To cast Henry Cavill as Bizarro, but when the mask comes off and it's David Cornsweat's face, and I was like, okay, we're going Bizarro, like, which is fine. Like, that's a wild character to choose.
I hate Bizarro so much.
Did you hate this version of Bizarro?
Well, because he didn't talk like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Okay.
it's
They're
like
just grunts.
But like, yeah, in the comic books,
The
whenever
backward
I was
speak?
like Bizarro, I was like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is just the worst.
This worked well, though. I thought it was a good reveal. I
Yeah.
didn't see it coming. I'm like, he's someone with that mask on, but
Yeah, you
that
don't
was
walk
good.
around wearing a mask
The whole
and not
thing.
be someone.
There's some reason for it.
I thought he was an ICE agent,
Oh,
and so because I mean he's an
That's why-
immigrant,
yeah, he
right?
wouldn't show his face.
It's true. It
Yeah,
won't show his
I mean, it
face.
would have
Yeah.
made total sense.
Total sense.
Total sense.
so in the Justice Gang, we talked about Green Lantern.
If he was an ICE agent, he would have showed up on Mom and Pa Kent's farm.
he'd have waited for Superman to go to church.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Terrific is so
great.
good in this, and that one scene, that action sequence is great. And then, do you know who Hawkgirl is?
I do.
Who is it?
She was just in something we just
Madam
watched.
Web.
Madam
Madam
Web.
Web's own.
Yeah.
And Last of Us, right?
Yeah.
She's Dora.
she-
in Last of Us. Yeah,
Is she Dora?
She's Dora.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
She's so good. We knew
Yeah.
from the moment we saw Dora how charismatic she was, how good she was. But yeah, I thought she was fun. In
Yeah,
this.
Dora had no business being as
None
good
whatsoever.
as it was.
None
It was so-
whatsoever.
so
and I
good.
do like the idea that now it looks like they might be building to that Justice League Unlimited Justice League. So the idea that we've got Jon Stewart and Kendra, like, which is a relationship that happens in the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're all the building
that
blocks are
scream
here.
really kind of got on my nerves
I
a little bit.
agree.
That was
with
one
you.
of my
That was one of my
nitpicks.
complaints. The scream.
The whenever
Hawkgirl
she's
scream.
flying,
Hawkgirl
she's like,
scream. Yeah, I hated it. I
Oh
hated
my-
it. Could not stand it. That was one of my complaints.
I
hear ya.
mean, this is pure comic book and cartoon.
I
It
agree.
really
Yeah,
is.
that's
Nope.
fine. Yeah.
I was like, to stop doing that. Don't do that. So basically, Lex has like a bots that
He has
are
monkey
just
farming
monkey
outrage.
I thought that was a great way
Yep.
to talk about the internet,
Yeah.
trolls.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a.
I mean, that's
pretty good.
really happening in real life. There are full-on troll farms
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
other countries, like in Indonesia, Russia,
Right.
like all these places, and like so much of our national discourse is shaped by
Yeah.
these troll farms.
troll bots.
But I also
They
think
used to
that-
just write reviews on Amazon, and now they've switched to trolling.
Yeah.
I do think that that's also a direct response to the Snyder
yeah.
Bros. Though
100%.
It's just a bunch of monkeys on computers.
Yeah, when I say that this movie is James Gunn, like maybe working through some stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's what this is, you know. And they're spreading all of these rumors. The super shit rumor I think is very funny because that is a reference to Peacemaker. Because in Peacemaker season 1, he says he's like, oh yeah, I heard Superman's got like a poop fetish. And even Jennifer Holland's like, what are you talking about? No, he doesn't. Where did you hear that? And he was just kind of like, Google.
Yeah.
So like, there's a whole reference to that in the thing.
I like Jane Clark, and this one's like, I hate that one.
Which I think is like a great.
It's like a running.
I do feel like she takes a dig at him on purpose in that argument. She's not fighting.
She 100%.
She's not fighting fair. I think everybody in this room has had a fight with a significant other where it's like, hey, like we can fight, but like, what are you doing? You know, where she goes there, and then I do like his response. He's like, you know how I feel about that.
This is the thing too, and I think we've already touched on it. But Clark Kent, the way that he portrays him as a real person, he is just as human as any other character. I mean, he was practically born here, right? I mean, when he comes here,
he's a baby.
So right, he is just as human, which is always the thing with Superman. It's like
it is weird that James Gunn produced Brightburn, though.
Yeah,
that is very strange.
And his brothers wrote it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Right. Yeah.
But
I just think it's very
throughout
weird.
this film, though, like he has emotions. He gets angry. He gets upset. He gets sad.
He feels defeated.
He shows the human emotions, right? And like even the beginning of this movie starts with him losing his first fight, and that's where he starts this movie.
Well, I think of that scene in Man of Steel. Is it Man of Steel? Maybe it's Batman vs Superman, where Clark is sitting on a couch and.
That was the porn parody,
actually. That's true. We're
also directed by James Gunn.
Also directed by James Gunn. He's watching TV and people are just kind of like, why do we need a Superman? Why is he here? What, blah, blah, blah. And he has a response where he's kind of like, because you need me. Where this Clark is kind of like, well, I mean, I'm just trying to help, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like I'm just trying to help people. This is how easily this character in real life would be misunderstood. Sure.
No matter what you try, someone's going to be mad and say, well, you destroyed this, or you didn't save this person, or whatever. And it's like, you can't win, right? And that's the battle he faces
all the time.
Yeah.
I liked how they made Superman feel vulnerable without feeling weak, right? Like I never felt like he wasn't Superman, but one of the things, cause Superman has never really interested me all that much as a character.
He's overpowered
because he's overpowered, right? Like he's the first one that superhero they created, and they gave him too many powers. If you were starting if you were starting from scratch, you would not build a character with this, right? And so like the stories, he always ends up, he's either going to win easily or they have to come up with these ludicrous things for him to fight.
Yeah.
So he has some sort of even match. And I thought
he's kind of his own Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
It's always like they would always like, oh yeah, by the way, you've got this power now.
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do.
Hey, you can create clones of yourself from your fingertips, right? It's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah. But James Gunn said, I don't want this Superman punching holes in planets.
Yeah.
Like he depowered him enough where it can make him interesting.
Right.
He is vulnerable.
Right.
When he comes up against other villains, he's going to have a harder time. Maybe against Batman, right? Like he's just not that powerful. Because
shut up. What? Batman will never stand a chance. I don't care how much prep time he's got. All Superman has to do is go into the upper atmosphere, find him, zap him in the brain. We're done.
Okay, but that makes it fun in a world where you can think that Batman could be 2 steps ahead and whatever. Like I'm just saying, this Superman is depowered enough where you're like, okay, Bruce can mess with him.
So, in the John Byrne reboot, they depowered him. Yeah. They took away a bunch of his powers. They made him. He's still Superman, but he can't. The hypno kiss doesn't exist,
right.
Or.
It's not going to spin the planet backwards.
Correct. Yeah. All of that doesn't exist.
That's how you make an interesting
Can he throw
character.
the S on the people and wrap them up?
Even as a kid, I was like, wait a minute.
I like in the interview with Corey Sweat when they ask, what does the S stand for? And he's like, well, sometimes it stands for hope. And it's the House of El. And James Gunn's like, he's Superman. It's an S. Like, I just love that James Gunn's like, no, in this universe, it's
and that is
S.
part of the costume I don't mind at all. I think if you're going to make this your own thing, there have been so many interpretations of that S. They reboot it every 10 years because they want to keep the copyrights to it. They're going to lose that in, what do we say, 2030 something? The original...
Oh, they're going to lose the copyright to
the
that
original.
S? Yeah.
No, they're going to lose the copyright to that original Superman. That 1938 Superman is going to go into
tall buildings.
Is going to go into the public domain.
Yeah.
That's why they
just wait until you see all the weird shit.
Oh my god, dude!
What we do?
All of
when did Mickey went into the public domain in what 23.
Yeah,
something
Yeah.
like that.
So
And
it'll be
we've already
33. It'll be 2033.
Okay.
Because Mickey's 1928,
Yes,
Superman's 1938.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
And we got a Steamboat Willie horror movie.
Yeah.
You
So
got, you got
just wait.
Popeyes,
And
Steamboat
Winnie the
Bambi's
Pooh.
coming out.
Winnie the Pooh.
Bambi.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
But is this kind of like a Kingdom Come?
So this is
that
this
what you-
as
Very
is
similar,
absolutely
yeah.
the Kingdom. So the Kingdom Come as is
Has black background.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. The now
Also, I don't think the Kingdom Come one has the little dip of the S that this one does, but it's very similar.
the Brandon Routh Crisis on Infinite Earth's Kingdom Come suit does.
Okay.
So at the end of that series, he's wearing the S that is yellow with the red, but it's just the pipe. I actually met Alex Ross, and I had this absolute version of Kingdom Come, which is this massive reprinting. And the guy was like, "Hey, no sketches," and I was like, "No, that's cool." And then I didn't think about it, but in retrospect, I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Hey, do you mind doing the S, like in the book?" And the guy's like, "I said no sketches," and Alex Ross is like, "I created it, like I drew that." So he's like, "Yes, not a problem." So I didn't ask for like a face. I was like,
Right.
I just want the S.
It's a letter.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Not a
he
sketch.
drew
It's just
it.
one letter.
He drew it in there, and he's like, "Hey, Mark Wade's right over there." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. That's where I'm going next."
So Lex and the crew break into the fortress.
Yeah.
And they
Destroy
kill all
everybody.
the robots, voiced by Rooker and Alan
Alan
Tudyk.
Tudyk and
Gary.
Gary, sorry. Who else?
Mantis.
Oh, is Palm Clementov?
Yeah, Mantis.
Oh, yeah. So he brings his
yeah.
friends in
Yeah.
to get those voice roles, whatever. But they destroy everything and they steal the message that he's able to repair, and they take crypto.
Yeah. And so Clark shows back up, and the fortress is destroyed, and Gary, he's like, "I'm sorry," and he was like, we'll put you back together. They realize that crypto's gone. This is the scene where he goes to LexCorp, or Luthor Corps, and we talked about it, where he gaslights him, and he won't tell him where the dog is. But Miss Tessmacher is there, and she is
I
like,
thought that was brilliant. That whole thing
Yeah,
with
it's
Eve
great.
Tessmacher and
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen
Yeah.
and her sending selfies to him.
Yeah.
That
was-
was mutant
it's
toes.
super. It's super.
First of all, it was really funny.
You're attractive X. Attractive?
It is wild to think that like Jimmy Olsen's like, she's not.
It reminds me of Will Ferrell from the other guys,
Yes.
where like all
With Ava
the
Me-
attractive
and
women.
his wife is Ava
It's
Mendes.
like- yeah, and he's like, she's a little plain, like
That is funny.
But
They
yeah,
did that on Parks and Rec.
yeah.
with Jerry/Gary.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
wife-
Oh, yeah,
His
yeah,
wife
his
is
wife.
Christy Brinkley,
Christy
and everybody's like,
Brinkley. How did this happen?
Yeah.
By the way, the girl who plays Eve, I saw her come out. She's pretty in the movie. She's even prettier in real life.
Oh,
She
really?
is stunning.
I'm sure in real life. I mean, you see so many movie stars, and it's like, oh yeah, she's a movie star, whatever. But in real life, you see these people
You're like,
that are.
oh, you are.
and she's
on a different
Portuguese.
level.
She's not even
is she? Oh, really?
American. Yeah.
And
she
that-
did a good job.
And that's a callback to the Donner stuff. I mean, Miss Tessmacher
well, then
was.
you also had Otis, his henchman. They didn't make him nearly as goofy. I met him in the elevator at my hotel.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Outer Banks, and he was in Atlanta.
Okay.
Um,
yeah, he's not as goofy or dumb as
Yeah.
Well, he's
Ned
in
Beatty is.
Otisburg right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Otisburg.
So he calls. So Jimmy Olsen calls Eve up, and basically she's been on the outs with Lex. He's treating her like crap, all that stuff. She's been taking selfies of herself with a bunch of incriminating evidence behind her.
Unbeknownst
no
to
one thinks
her.
anything of it. No, I think she did it on purpose, right?
No.
She sends him the files. Why would she purposely
think-
send him all the selfies?
oh.
I think she's smarter than what she's letting on.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, like
Okay.
that was the big
was the
reveal.
whole-
Is that you thought the whole time
Yeah.
she's just this vapid
Yeah.
woman, and she's really the whole
I guess
time
it's-
yeah.
been
It's not
like,
accidental.
here
Everything
are
behind
clues.
it.
He
She
does-
she's hiding it from
spread out on
she's hiding it from Lex.
He does say.
by doing it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lex does say, did you think sending sexy selfies to somebody else besides your boyfriend was a good way
I
to
don't
get-
think Lex gives
That's
her the
what I'm saying.
credit.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
But
Lex-
she
yeah, yeah,
knew
yeah.
what she was doing.
Lex
She's-
thinks everybody is stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Because to him they are, so he's not thinking of the level that she's operating.
That's
at.
fair.
So
That's
now,
fair.
but so meanwhile, Lex releases the full message from Superman's parents, and they basically say, "You're gonna need to take over and spread your DNA on this planet and
Yeah.
create a new Krypton."
Can you just jizz
Rule-
everywhere?
And like, what do you think of doing that to Lara and Jor-El? What do you?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it at all.
I'm still not convinced it will stay that way.
I am.
Same.
I am wondering
agree.
if it's. I was in the same boat where I was like, I wonder if Lex doctored.
I mean, but that's what you would think, right? We all, when they did it,
In
we
the-
all went
in-
like,
right.
"Oh, Lex is
In
making
the,
this up."
I don't.
But they do say flat out, this is not doctored. They say,
Right.
but I mean, I still feel like they're gonna do
I
something.
think
There's
Lex is,
something
Lex
up
is
with it.
smart enough to.
It's walk backable.
It's but I kind of liked that it maybe wasn't though. Like I just thought it was interesting because
Yeah.
the whole point is that Ma and Pa Kent are his parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we put so much emphasis on Jor-El gives him the flash drive speech or whatever, and then all of a sudden now I'm
Right.
Superman. But it's like no, he didn't raise him.
No.
the Ma and Pa Kent give him the speech
Yes.
to make, and I really like it, and I think it's interesting.
It is
And it's just
definitely.
a-
it is a hard left from the Snyder stuff that basically Clark or Kal-El and that stuff is not influenced by the Kents at all.
Yeah.
Their
It
influence.
might give us an opportunity to just not have to dwell on Krypton.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the only reason we would ever have to go back is to. I do think Supergirl's origin.
Right.
I was
probably
like,
needs-
if you got a
Cars.
Supergirl, you gotta go
you gotta
back
tell
in
her.
some capacity.
But I mean, like but we don't have to see Jorah. Like again, we're like free and clear of the whole origin.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you-
the general audience are going to be like, oh, and then it's kind of,
telling
Yeah.
telling a Supergirl story where a sliver of Krypton breaks off and that's where they lived.
Yeah.
On this other version of Krypton, I think is important to figure out how the hell she
Right.
got there. But
otherwise, though, it's like, yeah, you're right. We don't have to focus on Jor-El
Right.
anymore. Like
No.
it's just. It is what
and
it
they
is.
and
We
they do
move
that at the
past
end of this, where he's like, "Do you want to watch videos of your parents?" He was like,
Dude,
"I
that's
do."
another James
Yeah.
Gunn.
That's
like,
James Gunn.
Oh,
gut
doing his
punch.
thing.
Yeah.
That was great. But anyway, so they go to the pocket dimension. Crypto's there, right?
Well, yeah,
So he has
Superman turns himself
He turns
in.
himself in to infiltrate wherever Crypto's being held.
I just thought he was like, "Look, they're coming for me." It's kind of Man of Steel esque, where he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm going to turn myself in just to make them think that they have me."
But he did it to get Crypto, right? He said like
No.
the only way I'll
Yeah,
know where
he-
he's held
yeah,
is
he
to.
said-
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought he was
to
doing
get
it just to
Krypto.
like.
No,
to
he's
garner.
like, I'm gonna turn myself into.
Okay.
And
get
maybe
to
they'll
him.
take me to the place where
Yeah.
they have crypto.
And we
Yeah.
see Crypto.
Crypto's
and-
chasing virtual
but it's the
squirrels.
purity.
And
He really is trying to get Crypto.
Yeah.
He's not like
Yeah.
trying to game the system
No.
or
No.
trick anybody because he's not the kind of person who tries to trick. Like he's very linear in his thinking.
Exactly.
He's like, I want to get my dog
wanna get
back.
the Crypto
I wanna get
back.
my
And it's
dog
not even
back.
my dog.
Oh, yeah, we
I
find
really
out.
got to get the dog back.
I do like that he's like, it's not really, it's a foster situation. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
And-
really mine.
and-
He's not even that great of a dog.
but he's a good boy.
But this was based on James Gunn's dog that he
Yeah.
adopted and was a total terror and didn't like James Gunn and destroyed everything. So and he's the model, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
his
Right. The
dog
original-
is a dark colored dog, but they turn him white.
Yeah, they
Well,
turn him
because
white.
Crypto is white, and the original model is almost like a.
He's a
because they're not
lab.
woke.
That's correct.
You gotta leave crypto
Gotta
white.
leave Crypto
Yeah.
white. Yeah, he's kind of like he's a mutt, but he's got like yellow lab look to him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so he goes in there, and then we're in
Kerrigan,
Anthony Kurgan.
He's
yeah.
always so funny.
Metamorpho, which I was
yeah.
like, this is the most James Gunn character in this entire
Yeah.
thing. And
That's
but
great casting.
It
by
is
the way.
great casting.
Great casting and a brilliant move to they say earlier like there is no kryptonite
Kryptonite.
anywhere. How are you going to do that? And this guy can turn into any element.
Yeah.
like that.
Which I think
That's great.
is a very smart way to introduce this character.
And they're holding his son hostage, so he has to do it.
Which is
right?
this is all out of the comics. Like Metamorpho is a Silver Age guy. He had a son who was born with like a version of his powers. So and his name was Joe or Joseph. Like that was all here. So they're in this chamber basically, and Superman's basically saying, "Look, if you fucking quit it, like turn that off,
I'll get us outta here.
I'll get us out of here. I'll get your kid. We'll take care of it. It's gonna be fine."
At this point, he's like, no, and just cranks it up. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
And I was like, all right. So now we're back at Metropolis, and Lois has what I think is one of my favorite scenes of the movie, where she goes to the Justice gang, and she's like, "What are you guys gonna do to help him?
He's your friend,
He's
right?
your friend." And he was
they're
like, "Not really." He's like, And then they talk about the hypno glasses, and she's like, "Yes, I know about the hypno glasses." And but if
He's
I
like, oh,
did,
so you know Superman's Clark
well, he's like,
Kent.
if I didn't know about the hypno glasses, maybe you shouldn't tell the
Yeah.
reporter.
And Hot Girl's like,
And then he's like, "So you know he's Clark Kent?" And she was just like, "God,
yeah.
yes, I know he's Clark Kent." And I like the whole "we're of the cloth." And
Yeah.
she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "This."
I did really like that scene where also that metahumans are so commonplace that Clark and Lois are talking inside,
and he's
there's
in
a
the
battle
back,
outside, and the Green Lantern's fighting. And
with like a baseball bat.
It's
hitting
so
him.
funny because it's like there's so much going on. Like it's a ridiculous battle.
That's either Batmite or Mr. Mxyzptlk.
But they're just talking, and it's just so
Yeah.
funny that like they're like, well, that's
he
not-
even
I
goes-
also love the idea that Superman doesn't have to be at every
Yeah.
he
fight.
says
Right, yeah.
he's like they've got
They
it.
got it
Yeah.
right. Exactly. That's what I was going to say because Superman can't fight everywhere, and we've seen it in different comics where it's
Right.
like he has to make choices and he can't keep going. And I love that there's other people handling shit.
It is funny in comics where they've got enough super characters now
Yeah.
where like if he has to go off Earth or something, he's like
got
Supergirl,
it? Yeah.
Superboy, other Superboy,
Yeah. Mhm.
Superman of China, Steel,
Yeah.
this guy.
Do
Like
you
you
think
guys
they
got
have
this, right?
Do you think they have a metahuman that like fixes infrastructure? Because like that's the one thing that always gets me about.
My superpower is project management.
Yeah, they're like it's Concrete Man, and he just like
well, according to the end of this movie, they do not have that superhero.
that
That's
is true.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
When
that's
things
true.
are off.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want
What
me
are
to
we
do?
gonna do?
Yeah.
It's like, dang.
Well,
But,
even if you put the building back to the plumbing, the wiring,
all of it.
like it's
Yeah.
all.
yeah, it's not like, you know, it just
But
goes,
we did get to see the Hall of Justice too. So
yeah.
This is in Delaware. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
It's a train station.
Metropolis is in
Oh.
Delaware.
The Hall of Justice is in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun. Like that's, you know.
And then a bunch of the stuff was in Cleveland.
Yeah. But
Which is interesting. They don't usually use that for a city. Like that's in these movies. It's
Oh,
usually
that's true.
Chicago.
Well,
Well,
it's-
so the creators were from
Yeah.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
and so a lot of the early drawings were based off of Cleveland's architecture.
That's
I think
really
it's cool.
cool that he did that.
Yeah.
And again, that's James Gunn. I mean, he knows his stuff. He cares and makes these conscious decisions. So he gets, he saves the baby.
but not
Well,
before
Lex
Luthor
Lex
blows a
comes
guy's
in
brains
and
out.
he says, "I'm gonna bring a different person here to kill in front of you until you tell me what super or what who do you want to find."
I was shocked.
that,
so they bring
that
in
poor street meat vendor.
Yeah.
they
Was
bring
it
that guy
Malik?
in Malik.
Malik.
They sit him down and he was like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And he's like, Superman, I didn't tell him anything.
Yeah.
And he literally blows his brains out.
Yeah.
And then
Lex is like, "I'll bring someone back."
he
in
goes,
another.
I didn't expect it to go that fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, that all right.
But he's like, "Maybe I'll go find that Clark Kent guy that you're always
Yeah.
giving interviews."
Or the other, you know, I'll find your parents. I'll find whatever.
so at this point, like that freaks out Metamorpho.
Yeah, and Clark is like, so he turns off the kryptonite. He's like, "Are you
like, you
sure?
can
Are you sure you
get
can
to him?"
get to him?" And he's like, "Yeah, just stop doing that." And so he gets rid of the kryptonite, and I do like where Metamorpho's like, "Yeah, you still look messed up."
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
he's like,
you look
yeah,
yeah,
do
you look gross. Why are you still gross looking? Very funny. But then he basically turns into the closest thing to a sun,
Right.
and he like lists off the elements that the sun's made up of.
Yeah,
and creates a
which
sun
is
for him.
kind of Firestorm. Like the character Firestorm is kind of similar to this, and he's not up to full power at all. But
But he gives him enough juice
just to smash out and grab the baby, and now we've got like this whole fight, not even a fight sequence, but just like this chase sequence where Mr. Terrific and Lois
went after them.
Lex has created this pocket dimension, but it's not stable, so they're leaving this portal open, like is causing it to rift and break. So this is very Guardians of Superman, like flowing, trying to swim through, getting Krypto, swimming
It was a
through.
cool scene, holding a baby up above with one hand while he's
Yeah.
getting punched by Lex's.
I don't know, because he's in like
Wherever those
the
guys are.
time stream water
Like
thing,
the antimatter river. Or
yeah, something
that.
like that. And finally, they get out. Everybody gets out. Everybody's okay.
Superman uses his breath to like reverse him. Right, he blows so hard that they're able to back
they're
out
being
of it,
sucked into this black hole.
and they get out of the portal right before it closes.
It doesn't close because this is what causes the rift,
Well, I mean it.
right?
It does close the door.
compresses.
They got through right when
But
the
then
door
Lex
went-
reopens it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that causes the whole.
Yeah,
thing.
it got clogged,
That's right. That's right.
Basically.
Yes.
Use
yes,
drain.
yes.
and which is
Right.
enough, I guess. Is just
Good enough.
it got clogged.
Drano is Metamorpho's brother-in-law.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So they get Clark back to Smallville.
And Crypto keeps eating Mr. Terrific.
The T-spheres.
The T-spheres.
The T-sphere. And that's a very thing where
Circles.
she's like, is those are your circles or whatever? He's like, a circle is 2D. A sphere, it's a sphere.
Yeah, it's
So
3D.
funny.
So they get Clark back to Smallville, and this is, the first introduction of Lois to the Kents and kind of seeing where Clark grew up. I do, they reference earlier in the movie, Lois is like, I'm punk rock, like I'm this. And Clark's like, I'm punk rock. And she was like, no, you're not. Like, he's like, I like these bands. And he's like, she goes, those bands suck. Like, those are terrible. And then when we get to Clark's room, he's got posters of the band and she realizes she was kind of a dick about it. And I do also like in this that,
and also in a world like this, maybe being a nice guy is punk rock.
Maybe, and that's what they allude to.
Yeah,
is like maybe being this is
that actor. His name is Eddie Gathegi or Gathegi.
He was in the X-Men First Class.
He was in First Class.
He's really good.
Darwin.
He's
Darwin,
great.
Yeah. That's the thing is like everybody. They didn't give the people from the Daily Planet a lot to do.
No.
Why did they take the sports writer with them?
Because
Beck Bennett.
I was just like,
I needed more Beck Bennett. Honestly, he's always
But
great.
that character does not like Clark.
Yeah.
And he gives Clark shit all the time.
He's Flash Thompson.
He's very much Flash Thompson. He's always trying to hit on Lois, and Lois is like, "Get away from me, you weirdo." But it is Beck Bennett. Like that's kind of
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, I knew he was, but I was just like, why would you take the sports writer?
Well, it would be too obvious to intentionally have left him to die.
It's also very funny because in Man of Steel, Steve Lombard is right there next to Lawrence Fishburne the entire time. Like it's so it is funny that they do that again.
And meanwhile, also the U.S. government is very like, we need to do something with this Superman character. I don't know.
Yeah, so you've got Rick Flag Sr. You've no Amanda Waller, which I think is interesting, is that she's nowhere to be seen.
Well, apparently Rick Flag's basically taking on her role in Peacemaker season 2.
Oh, okay. Because she was supposed to get her own show.
He's the new head of Argus.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's another. Well, we might see her, but
I'm sure
I think it's
she was supposed to get her
another
own
way
show.
to keep it sort of like clear. Clean.
Yeah, don't start up with people asking, wait a minute, she was in the other thing.
Yeah,
Is it part of, I like that.
It kind of muddies it, so it's like.
But the U.S. is like, we can't have this superhero running around, but also he's very popular. People like him, and what are we going to do with this guy? So
and they're aware that they don't trust Lex either.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, okay.
Lex is making some compelling arguments, but also, I don't know.
Yeah, I do like the Frank Grillo, who I think is a lot of fun to watch at times, is kind of like, look, he's Superman. Like he's, and everybody's kind of on his side. And then when we get to the end of this and, certain people, whatever, when the Justice Gang intervenes in a war, they're just kind of like the one of the secretaries in this meeting is like, this is it, man. Like we have crossed over and these guys are running the show now. And Flag has a look on his face where he's kind of like, yeah, sorry about that. Like I kind of mucked that up. So they get back to Smallville and Lois does get a look at like how Clark grew up and she starts to realize that maybe he is right in all of this. And he has a speech with, he sits down and talks with Jonathan, and Jonathan gives him a pretty incredible like pep talk.
And he doesn't die.
He doesn't die.
I was like,
oh no, he's giving him a speech.
The speech is coming.
So please don't cough.
Yeah, he does, but it's off screen.
Yeah, right.
You just don't know it.
We see on the TV that because Lex has reopened this rift, it is now tearing a hole in the fabric of reality. And
on TV we see the conflict.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
the conflict.
Yeah, he gets called by Mr. Terrific about
Mr. Terrific calls him about the rift.
Oh, and he has to choose.
Yeah.
He has to choose. It's Superman the movie, right? You go after the one missile going this way or the other missile going that way.
Yeah, you see the kids putting a flag on. You're like, oh man.
And so we should say that there's this conflict in these two nondescript made up Middle Eastern countries. And basically what happens is Lex has a real estate scheme, which I thought was hilarious, that he now owns part of this country. And he has basically manufactured this war between these two. One country that looks like it does not have a high-tech military. A second country that may or may not have gotten hundreds of millions of billions of dollars.
and Barovia.
Barovia is a place, though.
Yeah,
in
they had
DC
cinder
Comics,
blocks,
right? Yeah.
So the cinder block guy, he was ready.
No, I think it's
ready.
the place in Princess Diaries.
I could have sworn there's like a whole like Geoforce, like the character Geoforce. I think is from a different.
I don't know.
So Clark has to make a choice. So now we've got this conflict that is about to pop off But Lex makes him choose, where he reopens this thing and causes this rift, and Clark is faced with a choice. So, realizing that the bigger threat is the rift, I do like the scene where Clark looks at the TV, realizes what he has to do. Ma Kent's, it's in the trailer where she's like, "I'll go get, I washed your suit for you. I'll go get it."
Washed your boots.
Washed your boots. And I was like, please give him a different suit. Like, let it. I thought this was going to be a different suit.
I thought the original suit that you didn't like would be like, okay, that's his intro suit, and then he gets a new one.
I was hoping,
because they always do that so they can sell another toy.
Exactly.
Right.
No, you know what the other toy is? Battle damaged Superman. That's the other toy.
That's lame.
It is lame. So we get this insane. This is the one you see in the trailer of him stopping the building from falling on the gal, or all this different stuff. Yeah. And while all of this is going on, this conflict, it's very not Hitchcock-esque, but like you don't know what's going to happen, because like as soon as this war kicks off, he's not going to get there in time.
It's a trolley problem.
Yeah. So he ends up fixing Metropolis. He stops I'm not glossing over it, but it's like it's a big giant action set piece of him catching buildings and trying to stop all this different stuff.
Saving a squirrel.
That was early.
That was early.
I also do like that. Sometimes when they depict Superman like stopping a building, it's just him putting his hands up, and it's like, well, yeah, that's going to stop.
But the building will collapse around him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like that in this one, instead of it just being like he's using his feet as well to like sort of position it.
It still
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
But it makes a little bit.
He would just go through it.
Well,
it's like the cover of Action Comic #1. He would just rip the bumper off.
Yeah.
Like the car cannot be supported by the bumper.
When he catches the helicopter in Superman the movie, he's just catching that part because everything else is going to keep going.
Right. He can't question. I mean, a whole building can't fall and you're in the middle of it and the whole thing stays.
Right.
It's comic book though, right? Like,
yes.
These are the physics. We live in this comic book world.
He's going to be like Buster Keaton.
Yeah. It's like, well, I got something.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So Ultraman.
So yeah, we get this fight between the Engineer and Ultraman. And we get basically the reveal that it's a clone of Superman, which is how we got into the building, into the Fortress of Solitude. Engineer tries to suffocate him. There's
on
no
the Metro's field.
Yeah, right.
So the Engineer has like nanobots, or how they always
she
in
can
these
create
movies.
anything.
It's her blood is filled with these nanoparticle, whatever, and she starts going into his lungs with these little things.
Yeah,
and
because there's no way to hurt him, so we're just going to suffocate him. And he wins. It's
pretty cool. So he decides, well, I am just going to go right up into space.
Right.
He Iron Man's it.
He does Iron Man.
And then as his re-entry, burns up everything.
And then he throws up some nanobots, which I thought was kind of gross.
He basically knocks her out by making her dive too deep.
Well, they're like, it's like they can't sustain that impact. He's strong, but they're not.
Well, the other one can.
Which one?
She can.
Well,
Ultraman
right.
can.
We'll come to find out.
So then we get a good fight between Superman and Ultraman, where Superman is losing until he realizes that Lex is controlling Ultraman with these
attack planes,
drones,
and then whistles for crypto.
Right. Yeah. So once those drones start going out, Ultraman isn't a very good fighter.
Well, and you get the good speech from Lex in this moment too, where he's lecturing him about brains over brawn, and and then he says brains over brawn,
right?
And then whistles in crypto,
and he eats up all the little drones.
Good
and
boy.
Now they can't control Lex has all his people at different stations with the cameras, and they're controlling each one where they can see him, and he's knocking them out one by one by one. Then all of a sudden you can't see anything.
By the way, the building scene where he saves her, and then him floating above the dust or whatever is one of my favorite shots.
It's a fantastic shot. It's not Jesus-esque. No. That's
but it feels like Superman.
It feels very much
it's
like
also
Superman.
Because it shows her face, because she, it shows maybe we were wrong about this guy.
Yeah.
Without having her, they didn't establish her character as Superman, he's bad.
Well, it's also, I think, in a different movie by a different director, he's got red glowing eyes, and that's how you see him through the dirt or whatever.
Right.
But to me, this one is like him coming out of the dirt, making
no
sure
dialogue.
making sure that person gets away.
Right.
Yep. Like he's looking at her, making sure she gets away. So he beats Ultraman. He throws Ultraman into the pocket dimension, or
whatever the
whatever
black
that is
hole
going to be.
open.
Yeah.
This is the line from the trailer. Where
Bizarro World.
Bizarro World.
It's gonna be for sure.
Where Clark is laying on the ground and he's trying to like collect himself, and Mr. Terrific's like, "Can you? Let's go." He's like,
I'm
"All
doing
right."
important stuff.
Like,
And that
I'm
was funny.
trying.
That was really funny. I'm doing important stuff. I'm not just because he
not
says like
just
stop
laying down.
messing
Stop
around.
messing around.
He's like, I'm not messing.
Yeah.
around. It's
But
great.
and then you get the Raptors come.
This was an interesting scene.
This was my favorite action scene where he spins them off.
Yeah.
And then he spins with the like
The heat vision.
That
And
was
what
cool
I think
looking.
is great is when those raptors hit the ground, you see them all move.
Yeah, they're alive.
So
Yeah.
you know they're
he
alive.
Didn't kill, and that's
He
why I
didn't
thought
kill
to myself,
anyone.
like, wait a
Right.
minute, he's burning them with lasers.
Nope.
Oh, no, he's just their
He
outfits.
uses just enough
Yeah.
just to
heat
kill their
vision
outfits,
to-
not them.
Just
Yep.
to kill them.
Which I was like, that is definitely a choice to make
It was.
sure
It was very
we
smart.
see them move.
So you know he's not just killing countless people.
I did
Correct.
like that Mr. Terrific took, when he was like, "You brought the damn dog."
Yeah.
I did think it
I
was
was afraid
funny.
he was going to eat my parents' cows.
So
That's a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawk Girl drops the bad politician.
yeah.
She's like, "Hey, you won't do this," and Superman
She
would
goes,
do
"I'm
this.
not
She's
Superman."
basically like,
She goes, "I'm not
watch me.
Superman." Yeah, just drops him. He was evil, scheming with
And then
Lex.
the Tums or the Alka-Seltzer
Yeah. Yeah.
drop. Yeah, that's good.
But Superman at one point did say, he's like, yeah, actually, I knew he was scared because I could smell his urine on him when he was peeing. He's like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I thought that was going to get a call back here.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
yeah.
So now Superman goes after Lex, and they have this. It's not a fight because they're not. It's a verbal joust more than anything. And he's like, you're an alien and you're not of this place. And this is where Superman's like, I'm so tired of hearing that.
Yeah,
like
just as human as anyone.
and then while all this is going on, Lois and Jimmy have been developing the story about how Lex is behind everything. And I do like that Perry White, knowing that Lois is probably the best reporter ever.
She has Pulitzer.
Yeah, she also had to tinkle.
We all do.
Tom's
Yeah,
done
been three
3 times
times.
already.
Do you have a Pulitzer?
I do not.
No, it's coming. Don't worry.
He has a
Not
Pulitzer.
yet.
He's a
I- yes.
Pulitzer.
I
There's
was
your
voted
t-shirt
most
for the
talented
episode.
senior boy in my high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Perry, trusting Lois, says, "Do it, like post it," and Jimmy posts it. And I do like that it's not like he has to run this down to a copy machine. He was
Right,
just like,
yeah.
post
Copy!
it online. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Post it online. Post it here. Post it here.
One
And
thing that I appreciated about that is the UI, UX in that looked like a real publisher.
yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
didn't look like movie style. Like I'm like, that looks like something like
You would
that
actually
show
post
like a
from.
real
Yeah.
tool, not
Yeah, like
that's
like
fun.
thank God.
yeah.
And while Lex thinks he's got Superman dead to rights, all of a sudden the story breaks.
It's the Hulk and Loki too. You know,
Absolutely.
it's a very
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Crypto.
Crypto
Yeah.
comes out
Yeah.
and just starts. That got the biggest pop from my audience. It was
Did it?
very funny.
Yeah.
That all out of nowhere, Lex is talking shit, and Crypto comes and just
Whips him
smashes him
around.
I'm
everywhere.
very heartened by the fact that Crypto worked as well as he did, because it could just be
Yeah.
extremely off-putting and goofy, and it just worked.
and he's
Yeah.
full CG too, and it looked good. Like he
Yeah.
It
blended
looked
in really
really
well.
good.
Well,
It
like
looked really good.
they had, he had such great dog mannerisms. Like if
Yeah.
you own a
Yeah.
dog, you're like, I've seen my
When
dog
With him
he-
do that.
panting and
yeah.
playing
Well, there's
and everything.
there's
just,
another
yeah.
scene when he calls him in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And he kind of like goes into zoomy mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he just I was like, that was
Well,
like.
Oh, he's
like,
injured and he's like hurting him
Yeah.
because he's it's
I
so
love
funny.
the part too where he wakes up in the farm and he's just laying
Sit on his chest. Like a
and I'm
good boy.
Yeah.
Like a good boy. And that's kind of how this ends. This movie ends.
I like the shot of Lois and Clark
It's great.
when they when he flies up
That
with
is
her
a, that is
kissing.
that is a
That's
Richard.
a cool shot.
It's a Richard Donner thing.
It did
Donner,
feel, yeah.
Donner said, "The only way Superman works is if you believe in Lois and Clark."
Yeah.
Like,
we
you
also
have to
did miss
believe.
the part that Super Friends came and stopped
Oh, that's true.
the
Yeah,
clash, and
they did stop the war.
And Guy Gardner throwing up the birds.
Oh, every time he took
Yeah.
the tank out or whatever was flipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate's like,
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. I'm like, how did you not notice that?
Yeah, it's
no,
really
it
fun.
was yeah, and they. This is the scene.
And
where,
Perry White's like, how long have they been together? You know, and
Oh,
everyone,
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
knows like I'm a couple months. or
Yeah,
something.
right. And it ends with them together, and that's kind of how this wraps up. It wraps up perfectly. He
get-
doesn't do the Marvel thing where
Well,
They
you
set
get
stuff up.
you get before the credits. You do get Supergirl
You do.
coming back
Yeah.
to get Crypto.
Millie Alcott, we knew was cast. I was kind of betting that we would see her at some point. So
He's
yeah,
like, thanks for watching my dog.
he's getting like
and
checked
now you
out.
see why he's so ill-behaved.
Correct. Yeah.
Because
She
the dog's
shows
doing the
up-
same thing, but she enjoys
She
it.
loves it.
Yeah.
She shows up hammered as shit.
Yeah.
And where's my dog? And this is that's why Clark said it was a foster situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she's bouncing all over, together, and he was like, yeah, this is why. This is in
The fortress has been fixed up for the most part. Robots are...
Gary's taking
Gary's
care of
okay.
business.
Gary.
And we get the end sequence where he's like, do you want to see the video of your parents? And it's Clark laying on a bed just looking at videos of him and his mom and pa Kent.
I didn't realize that they used practical for the robots. They're like they're
really?
robot puppets.
They built
Seriously?
anything
Yeah.
that was like close up. They used the practical.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Anything where they're running and stuff like that.
Yeah,
obviously
sure.
there's CGI, but any of the close up stuff they
I-
actually built.
overall, the CG
Yeah.
looked very good in this movie.
I think it looked great.
Was not distracting.
Nope.
Everything, fight scenes, buildings, whatever. Like they did a good job.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. I didn't know what to expect from her. Like, I didn't know what this Supergirl was going to look like. I thought her suit looked great.
She seems to fit it.
She seems to fit
like
really
everything,
well
yeah.
into it. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to
She
be.
looks like a female version of Will Poulter from...
Oh my god!
Like, they look so much alike.
Like Adam
It's just-
Warlock?
yeah. It's very,
David
very odd to
Cornsweet
me. Yeah.
Auditioned for Adam
No
Warlock.
kidding? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then so you got two really quick.
Mid-sequence
Yeah,
and a
you've got Clark
post-sequence.
and Krypto sitting on the moon looking at the.
Yeah.
Will Poulter
Classic.
is Bruce Wayne.
I mean, maybe. It might happen.
Nowadays,
And then the last post credits is the comedy sequence where they're looking. Mr. Terrific and Superman are looking at a building and it's like off center, and Mr. Terrific's like, "What?" He's like, "Nothing. No, I'm not." He's like, "But it is a little off." And he was like, "What do you want me to do?" He's like, "Nothing. No, you're doing a great job."
You also get the Crypto and Superman from the moon from
Yeah.
All-Star Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like that and Terrific walks away and Superman's like, "Dang it."
How many Easter eggs did you guys notice? I
there
saw
was
the Stag Industries.
Did you get the Gotham City one?
Yeah, the
street
road
sign?
sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
The mural, obviously, we talked about.
Big Belly Burger.
Yeah, there was one of the sodas from the animated series.
Oh,
was
was
a
there?
billboard.
Soda Cola.
Yeah.
And then Jitters, I think, was the coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jitters was there.
But yeah, then her recorder was a Lord.
Yeah.
Lord
Tech.
Cor-
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord
don't
Tech
forget
or whatever.
Maxwell Lord. We see
Maxwell
him,
Lord.
played
Yeah,
by Sean
was
Gunn.
played by
Yeah.
and
That
not
got a big cheer
Yeah.
in both
Mine
times
too.
I saw
not,
it. Yeah.
not Pedro Pascal.
It's pretty cool that Sean Gunn has now become like. I mean, I know he's been working for a long time, but
Yeah.
now since Guardians, like,
And if
it's
you
like, oh,
if
Sean
he's
Gunn.
if you
He's
read
this generation's Clint Howard.
yeah, seriously, it's the same.
if
yeah.
you've I do highly recommend Justice League International because Maxwell Lord plays a big part in that. Like he's the guy that puts the money up for the team, and a lot of these characters are on that team. So
I'm not as up on comics as I used to, but I do remember Maxwell Lord going like full villain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he still villain in the current comics?
He did.
Yeah. Oh, he's dead.
He did.
But it'll be interesting because again, we've seen like Gunn pull stuff in, but he's also going to make this whatever he needs it to be for.
He
his...
could still make this Maxwell Lord could still be the bad guy from whatever
For
that
Identity
was.
Crisis.
Identity Crisis.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Infinite Crisis.
Infinite Crisis. Yeah. Or
Or
was it Identity Crisis?
No, Identity Crisis is the killing of Janet, whatever.
I thought that he was one
That's
of the
the
people
Brad
behind-
Metzler one.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, maybe it is that one. No, I don't know.
And Robin's mom and all
Dad.
that stuff. Or yeah, Dad.
Yeah, because spoilers. Wonder Woman snaps his neck.
Yeah.
because he's about to take control of Superman, and she's like, "We can't have."
Yeah, he like
this."
plans all these things, and I'm kind of wondering if that's where they'll go with
Maybe.
this. Or but like I mean, what for like 20, 30 years before that, he was always a good guy, like or at least like gray area.
Yeah, he
like,
could
was
very easily not go to villain territory
Yeah.
anytime soon, if ever. We'll
So
see.
I will say, I do. As a comic book fan, I do want to recommend some Superman stories that this takes. We talked about Superman Birthright by Mark Waid and Lionel Yu.
All-Star
Superman
Superman.
by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. Superman for All Seasons by Jeff
Yeah.
Loeb and Tim Sale. Also, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow by
Alan Moore?
Alan Moore and Dave
yeah.
Gibbons, the Watchmen team. The big one, though, that is referenced here a little bit is also, I think it's Action Comics 775 by Joe Kelly and Doug Mahnke, where Superman has to fight basically a version of the Authority, and in the story, it looks like he's just kind of like, fuck it. If you want me to be that guy, I'll be that guy. And there's a twist in there somewhere, but it's an incredible one issue of Action Comics. And then Kingdom Come, because it's where the suit comes from. That's where the S comes from. They're all fantastic. Comixology has them on sale all the time.
This is great though. I
this is a lot
wanted
of
to
fun.
watch this again instantly. Like I want to go see it again.
Yeah, I think this is exactly the starting point that they needed.
Is this the best Superman
No.
film?
78's the best.
I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
78 gets a little wonky in
This one's-
spots.
this is
Like,
pretty
it
good.
is-
I mean,
for
it
its time,
does.
it's brilliant, but
it does,
yeah.
but it's still kind of considered like the sort of like summit of
Yeah.
of
I just
would-
wondered if this can bump it. You know, I mean, this is really good.
It is
Well,
really good.
but see that this film even holds that film in reference.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because it is. I mean, it is such a. And to your point, yeah, there's some things you're like. I mean, even when I saw it in the theater as a kid, I was kind of like, oh, when they do the song. with him, I was like,
When does he fight the guy in the diner? Is
Can
that
you
two?
read my mind?
Two,
And
yeah.
I was just like, oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a 5-minute
Yeah.
sequence.
11.
Too.
I
It's so
sure is.
long
11-year-old
times.
me thought it was like 20 minutes. I was like,
But that was the comic book film that kind of made
yes.
where we are today.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
You
It's
Kevin
the-
Feige talks about it all the time.
It's the first comic book film where they like hired A-list actors.
Yep.
And they took it
it was serious.
mostly
enough.
serious.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
serious.
Like, not that there wasn't humor in it, but like they didn't camp it up.
It's not Batman.
Right.
66.
It's like a full production.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie, so I'm just saying, like,
I'm
it's
not saying like
possible
this
that
is
could be.
Yet he
this is
still has
better
not
than
watched Andor.
I'll get to it.
What?
this is the
I have, but I haven't
best.
finished it.
This is the best Superman movie that they've made since
That's the first.
since
certainly.
78.
I just
Yeah.
wonder if it's going to come like in time. Will this be?
It might be
I don't
over
know.
time. It might be
Yeah.
over time. I, don't know.
I think
We'll see.
generally most everyone will like this. I think there are going to be people who are going to dislike it no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to the comments of any social media
Oh my
post
God.
dealing with
Just
Superman
don't.
right now, there are people talking about this is a wimpy Superman,
Yeah.
and
But it's
like,
political. Like that's not
yeah.
genuine.
no,
Those
that's-
are monkey bots.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally we've seen them. Yeah.
But like you see a lot of comments out there too that are saying I didn't think I was going to like it and I loved it.
Yeah, this is a comic book movie that anyone can enjoy. You don't
It's
have
just
to know
fun.
Superman, right? Like you don't have to know
Yeah.
anything. You've never have to seen another Superman movie. Like I think you can hit the ground running, and this is just a fun summer movie.
Well,
This is
I
the
s-
first DC movie I've seen where I'm actually looking forward to the next
100%.
DC movie.
I agree completely.
Same 100%.
Years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ever. There's
Or
never been
maybe
there's
ever.
never been a moment after I leave a previous DC movie. I'm like, God.
It is crazy. We went 12 years of just being like, what are they doing? That's a long time to
long
be
time.
like,
When Shazam is the one that I thought was
Yeah.
the
That
best
was
out
fun,
of it,
yeah.
like that says something.
actors aside, like Shazam was fun.
Shazam was a lot of fun.
It was.
And then
Yeah.
But
actually,
hey,
you know who you have to thank for this? Honestly, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Oh no.
oh, he killed it.
Yeah.
If Dwayne Johnson hadn't killed this thing,
If he
Black
hadn't
Adam
let
had
his
worked.
ego
You're
get
right.
out of
Yep.
line,
Man, they were like, Cavill's coming back. I mean, that
And he
thing
was. He
I know,
did.
it really was setting up for
Yeah.
something.
well, do you see the news that Gunn personally canceled Wonder Woman 3
good.
with Gal Gadot? Yeah, like
Good.
he's like, no, we're not
You
going to
can't-
invest in that.
No, you can't. And I mean, it doesn't matter, even if the first one was good, which it was.
Second
But-
one was one of the worst things I've ever
second
seen.
one was
Yeah.
awful. But like, you cannot bring that universe back.
Yeah.
You
Nope.
cannot give them any hope that it will go on. Like, I'm sorry for people that like it. I liked some of those movies, but you bring any of them back and you're muddying the
red
waters.
meat.
It's just
It is.
you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to-
Blood in the water.
And
Yep.
keyword red.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, I guess that's it for this one. Thanks for coming back, guys. And let's go around the table and everyone can say where to find them.
This is Dan, and you can find me on a very, I would say, thematically similar excursion on YouTube. It's called The Hububbery,
It's very well done.
It is.
Yeah, very
HUBBERY. Would love for you to check it out, and, maybe we'll see you there.
Maybe.
I'm Blake. You don't find me, I find you. Really, I don't have any big socials anymore.
What are you on, Blue Sky?
I'm on Blue Sky. Yeah, I'm not on Twitter anymore because
because it's Twitter.
because
Yeah.
fuck Twitter. But
It's all
but,
monkey bots over there.
But yeah, I think I'm Epic Fail on Blue Sky. If you do want to follow.
This is Joe. You can follow me on the Twitter, unfortunately, at Joey Butts, BUTTS21. Also at all the other socials, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, all that good stuff.
This is Kevin. Follow me on Twitter at KevinRBrackett.
And this is Tom. You can find me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. Find the show online at facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. Don't forget the Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Spoilers. $5 a month, all sorts of bonus content, and we like you extras.
We can afford to pay these guys to come back for their guest spots.
That's why they come back like once every 7 years.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how much
We got
money.
$20 now, so we're set.
So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, the Goodyear blimp welcomes Natalia to the United States.
Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, 'cause we always